your home for original reporting.
I'm Steve Kathan. Prosecutors say they will retry the man at the center of a sensational double murder case after his convictions were tossed out this morning.
The South Carolina Supreme Court has ruled unanimously to overturn the murder convictions and life sentence of Alec Murdaugh. The justices ruled the clerk of court involved in the case influenced the jury to find Murdaugh guilty. Murdaugh has admitted to being a thief, a liar, insurance cheat, and bad lawyer, but has adamantly denied killing his wife Maggie and youngest son Paul outside the family home in 2021. He will remain in prison after pleading guilty to financial crimes. Jim Crisula, CBS News.
The woman accused of shooting at the California home of the singer Rihanna last month is in court right now. CBS's Chanel Call.
This is 35-year-old Ivana Ortiz. She was charged with 10 counts of assault with a semi-automatic firearm and 3 felony counts of shooting at an inhabited dwelling. First, she has pleaded not guilty, but if convicted on all of those charges, she could face life in prison.
On the economy, one day after a report showed inflation running at 3.8%, CBS's Errol Barnett tells us the news is no better at the wholesale level.
Wholesale inflation has jumped to the highest level in 3 years. The Producer Price Index, or PPI, rose 1.4% in April. The index is up 6% year over year, which means you are really paying more for everything, and so are businesses.
Overseas, correspondent Anna Corin is in Beijing. President Trump arrived there a few hours ago for his much-anticipated summit with President Xi.
For President Trump, he wants to bring home trade and economic deals. And Trump really set the scene mid-air when he posted that he's going to ask President Xi to open up China to corporate America.
The French authorities have ordered more than 1,700 people on a British cruise ship to stay on board due to an outbreak of gastrointestinal illness. About 50 passengers have shown some symptoms. Correspondent Michael Wallace reports police in Michigan are searching for 2 burglars who got more than they bargained for when they tried to set a cannabis store on fire.
Surveillance video shows the men crashing a stolen Jeep through the front door of the Pure Cannabis outlet in Monroe, grabbing some items and dousing the counter with gasoline. When one of them ignited the gas, their clothes caught fire and they ran out of the store.
It was definitely amateur hour, for sure, thankfully for us.
Owner Mike Bahora says the store's sprinkler system put the fire out quickly.
There's where David Venturella, a former private prison executive, will be the new acting ICE administrator. The Dow is down 200 points. This is CBS News.
Every Sunday, moderator Margaret Brennan goes face-to-face with top leaders to make you better informed. Face the Nation, Sunday on CBS and streaming on Paramount+.
Police are investigating a murder-suicide in Kent, but first, let's get a check on the roads. Linwood to Seattle is just under an hour. Federal Way to Seattle is about 55 minutes. The Valley Freeway is just under 50 minutes. Renton to Bellevue is about 40 minutes right now. And this traffic report is brought to you by the KIRO Newsradio Desk.
KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good morning. I'm Katrina Gashard. Police are investigating a murder-suicide in Kent where they say a son killed his father, then took his own life. KIRO News Radio's Luke Ducey says police believe both men were dead by the time they arrived.
Police say a 48-year-old man shot and killed his 70-year-old father at their home, then took his own life. This happened along 31st Avenue South in Kent, about a football field away from I-5 North. Investigators say they got a call around 9:30 Tuesday night. It's not clear what led up to the shooting. Police say there's no threat to the neighborhood. Luke Ducey, KIRO News Radio.
There's been another attack on an older person in downtown Seattle. Police say the 66-year-old victim was picnicking with his family near the Washington State Ferry Terminal when the suspect, a 30-year-old Nicholas Evans, threw the man to the ground and walked away. A witness called 911 and followed Evans for several blocks where he was arrested. Another Wilson tells the Jason Rand Show on Seattle Red 770 the suspect looked drugged and deranged and was performing martial arts moves toward other people. The attack comes on the heels of a brutal attack that left a 77-year-old man with broken bones and a deep cut on his face. 2 suspects were arrested in that assault. A conservative political group is racing to put a repeal of Washington's new income tax on the November ballot. KIRO News Radio's Aaron Granillo reports.
Let's Go Washington has until July July 2nd to collect 400,000 signatures to send the repeal directly to voters. Founder Brian Haywood says the urgency is real.
We've got people that are looking at moving their whole businesses out of here right now.
Local tech entrepreneur Jesse Proudman says he's fighting the so-called millionaire's tax because he wants to stay.
And I see this path that we're on being just completely devastating to everything that I care about and that I've grown to love about Washington.
Supporters of the tax say it funds child care and social services and affects fewer than 20,000 households. Aaron Granillo, KIRO News Radio.
A separate legal challenge against the tax is pending before the state Supreme Court. Critics argue it's unconstitutional. And after 3 months, families of more than a dozen high school students protesting ICE in Burien are enraged. A woman who appeared to flash a gun at them still has not been charged. Investigators claim there was no weapon visible in the photos, maybe because the King County prosecutor Gary Ensdorf tells us,
in order to prove assault to unlawful display of a weapon, we have to prove what this thing is.
Records show police cannot track down the female, the truck, or the alleged gun to see if it's real, therefore no charges. However, when it comes to intent to intimidate the students,
that probably doesn't require us to prove that it's an actual firearm.
That said, no charges have been referred to prosecutors. And for your KIRO News Radio real-time weather right now, the sunshine is gone for today. It's going to be mostly cloudy with highs in the low 60s. Right now, it's about 52 in downtown Seattle. I'm Katrina Kashard, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with the KIRO News Radio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
This is the Gee and Ursula Show with G. Scott and Ursula Reutin.
Good morning, y'all. Happy Wednesday to all of you. Grateful that you're hanging out with the Gee and Ursula Show. Oh, it's going to be a party today. Good morning to you, Ursula.
Party?
Yeah.
Well, we'll get to some meaty stuff, and then we're going to have to make sure that we find room for the dessert. Coming up at 9:30, for example, this is the meaty stuff. 3 people in King County now being monitored for possible exposure to the hantavirus linked to that deadly cruise ship outbreak. So coming up at 9:30, we're going to be talking with the head of the University of Washington Center for Pandemic Preparedness about the real risk for all of us here. Gee, should I remind everybody as to when we had this particular guest on the last time?
Haven't seen him since.
Yes. It's like six years ago.
Hey, on a scale of 1 to 10, how serious is this coronavirus?
Yeah.
8, and this is the last time you're going to see me.
So this will be the first time back.
Yeah.
So we will have that conversation with him, and I hope that what he has to say will be somewhat reassuring. Our text line is open for you. Muckleshoot Casino and Resort text line is 888-973-5476, 888-973 KIRO.
Let's get to the top stories of the day, brought to you by Pendergast Law.
Well, while much of the country is dealing with inflation, we are getting hit even harder than much of the rest of the country. Prices in the Seattle area jumped nearly 5% in April compared to a year ago. That is well above the national inflation rate of 3.8%. So, in other words, we're paying more than much of the rest of America is right now for the exact same basics. And, gee, the biggest culprit is the energy prices. So gas prices in our region, as we've talked about on the show, shot up nearly 30% in just 2 months after the war in Iran disrupted oil shipments through the Strait of Hormuz. And that is why gas prices this morning are back up near $6 a gallon. But it's not just the gas. The Seattle Times reports clothing prices are also up 15%. Restaurant food is up 7%. Produce is up 8%. Experts say higher fuel costs, again, tariffs, shipping, fertilizer, all of it starts stacking on top of each other. And they're warning that this may only be the beginning because petroleum touches almost everything we buy when we're talking about packaging, transportation, manufacturing, farming, all of it. And I guess the question for all of you listening right now is, what is the price increase that is hitting you the hardest right now, or that you are really feeling?
This is like a treadmill. And what I mean by a treadmill is it's a treadmill that all of us are on. We are all on a treadmill. And last year, early January 2025, while on the treadmill, we were told that it would slow down. And as we are looking for relief on the treadmill, every time we look away, somebody keeps turning up the speed and increasing the incline on the treadmill. And every single time you thought or you continue to work harder, for some reason, the speed on the treadmill continues to get faster. So when you hear about inflation, like you just talked about, and you hear about energy being one of the biggest culprits that we talked about being diabolical, when you hear about gas prices, when you hear about affordability, every other topic that you want to, it feels like a treadmill that continues to get faster and faster and faster, and all you're doing is just on the treadmill. Mm-hmm. But somebody keeps speeding it up and increasing the incline. Mm-hmm. That's where we are.
I think that's a great analogy. And I was looking again because for me, it is the gas that I'm feeling the most. And of course, that spreads everywhere else. And, breaking it down, more than 55 cents per gallon goes to the state gas tax. About 18 cents per gallon is federal gas taxes. And then anywhere from 40 to 50 cents per gallon is going to Washington's Climate Commitment Act, depending on carbon auction prices. And right now, I saw that President Trump is talking about temporarily suspending the federal gas tax, which, again, would save about 18 or 19 cents a gallon. So my question is, Governor Ferguson, what about suspending the CCA? I think the governor should put it on hold while all Washington families are getting crushed by these energy prices, gas pushing $6 a gallon. And we still, if you're honest, do we really know whether this program is delivering the climate results that we were promised? Do you remember how the state was forced to admit that it inflated some of the emission reduction numbers because of what they called a major reporting error? I mean, that makes me even more skeptical about the CCA. So if you're going to be charging people more every time they fill up their tank, then prove that the program is actually working. And until then, I mean, that's one place where you can say, give us a break. Mm-hmm. I mean, that would help right there. Okay, let's move on because we have an update now on that murder involving a taproom employee. And it started as an after-hours hangout at the Growler Guys on Friday night, and it ended with a 25-year-old employee shot to death. Prosecutors now saying that surveillance video captured all of it. The Seattle Times reports Q Margarza had closed up that night and then returned hours later with a man and a woman that he had met at a hookah lounge on Aurora Avenue. And investigators say the three of them spent about an hour inside the business, drinking, hanging out, possibly using drugs, they said in the documents, before some kind of argument broke out. And police say the video shows Margarza, Q, turning toward the door to unlock it when the 20-year-old Auburn man allegedly pulled a handgun from a crossbody bag and shot him multiple times in the back. So now the suspect has waived his first court appearance. His attorney claims, though, that this was self-defense and is pointing out that, hey, my client works at Boeing. He has no real criminal history. He turned himself in. He handed the gun over and the clothing that was tied to the shooting. But prosecutors are saying the video shows that Margarza, the victim, was trying to lead the other two out when he was killed. And a judge called the shooting brazen and set bail at $2 million.
Yeah. My prayers goes out to the family of Q. I want to just say that first. And Ursula, the next part of this is something that I was thinking about on the way in to work this morning. And I was thinking, and you guys have heard, we've talked about this before. I've talked about anything after midnight. I want to get very specific because I know that we do have some young generation that listens to our show. And this is what I want to tell you. And by the way, I'm not pointing a finger. I'm more walking beside you as I tell you this story. Let me just take myself for an example. I'm a good guy. I'm a decent guy. I don't commit crimes. I don't hurt anyone. But let me tell you, I've done some real dumb things with alcohol after the time of 12 a.m. Mm-hmm. So here's my message to the young generation. And maybe you don't have to take my word for it. You can maybe talk to someone, your loved one, someone that you trust. Alcohol after 12 a.m., between the hours of 12 a.m. and 5 a.m., it is a recipe for disaster. Period, point blank. right? Some of the worst stories happen when some type of alcohol and or drug has been involved. Even some of the nicest people in the world that mean well have maybe done some dumb things when alcohol and or drugs are involved. So I think that, we don't know enough about this story. We're going to continue to find out, but I just want to just take this time. Sometimes I don't put my foot in the sand, put a line in the sand on different topics. This is the one I want to tell you. Let me just say it, keep it simple. Alcohol after 12 a.m., between the hours of 12 a.m. and 5 a.m. is a recipe for disaster. That is when the most tragic things can potentially happen. Be careful of that. Seriously. Take those wise words.
Those are very wise words. I have nothing to add. You are absolutely correct. A conservative political group that helped drive some of Washington's biggest ballot fights is now facing a campaign finance complaint, and it centers around podcaster Brandy Cruz. The Seattle Times reports Washingtonians for Ethical Government, a watchdog group led by Sammamish City Council member Pam Stewart, has now filed a complaint against Let's Go Washington, alleging that the organization failed to disclose the value of more than 150 promotional posts, live streams, podcast mentions, and social media pushes tied to two different statewide initiatives. Those initiatives involve banning trans girls from girls' sports in Washington schools and expanding parental access to school records. And the complaint focuses heavily on Brandy Cruz, claiming that her repeated promotion of those initiatives amounted to political advertising that should have been disclosed as what they call an in-kind campaign contribution. And so this group estimates that the value of all that exposure is somewhere between $350,000 and $1.25 million. And part of what's raising eyebrows, G, is that there is the overlap between the organizations involved. So Let's Go Washington founder Brian Haywood is also tied to Project 42 and Future 42, groups that are or have been sponsors of Brandy Cruz's Undivided podcast. And critics argue that voters deserve transparency if political campaigns and political influencers are operating inside that same ecosystem. Now, Cruz denies wrongdoing and says she has never been paid by Let's Go Washington directly, and the organization calls the complaint baseless and says this is protected political speech.
Yeah, discovery. One thing I've learned in my life, and Ursula, your dog has been through some divorces. And when I first got to know what that word meant, discovery, I was like, what's this all about? Oh, I know now. Let this play out. I am seeing on social media, there are some saying that this is a witch hunt, right? And maybe it is. Maybe it is a witch hunt. Let discovery happen. Let's let the process play out. Because one thing I've learned that Twitter and or X or social media, those aren't the people that can decide if it's a witch hunt or not. Discovery can. The process can. So when that happens, but just a little reminder, when the megaphone only has 3 topics that it only talks about all the time, and it's the same playbook, here are those 3 topics. It's either Governor Ferguson is a king, it's either what about these illegals, or it's boys and girls sports. Of all the things that happen in the state of Washington, public safety, affordability, we have nearly 8 million people in the state of Washington. There is definitely way more topics to talk about. Oh, and if you're looking for extra credit, the bonus topic would be, hey, a tax on the rich is going to be the end of us all. So when you have those playbook, the same playbook that has been happening for years to make people fear people that don't look like you or aren't like you. It's literally the same playbook. You go look at your history books. It's in there. Jim Crow and all those things. You see those things. So, Ursula, my only thing is let the process play out. I don't know anything about this. Let discovery be the word to do.
I agree. I'm curious as to how this is going to be. I mean, there has been a ruling about talk show hosts and whether that amounts to in kind when you're talking about certain topics. So I'm curious how this is going to play out. But if these allegations are true, the biggest impact may not be the fines that could go along with it. It could be credibility, because this is a case of that line between independent journalism, quote unquote, and political advocacy being very blurry. Mm-hmm. So and my question is if the same wealthy political network funding ballot initiatives is also sponsoring and amplifying a podcast that aggressively promotes those same initiatives, then is that independent? Is that so? I mean, I think it raises questions about transparency, influence, and whether audiences are actually getting commentary or coordinated political messaging.
Can I ask you a very brief question? Because I do see this sometimes on the text line. People saying, you and G are just bought and paid for. Have you guys ever been sponsored by a political advocacy group or anyone linked to policy?
No.
And if I have, Discovery would prove if I'm telling the truth or not. Let Discovery, let the process play out.
Yeah.
Well, don't take Twitter's opinion. Let the process play out.
No. And for anyone who thinks, oh, hey, they made a decision not to talk about this, in my 37 years working for either Bonneville or when it was owned by Intercom, and from the time I was a news anchor, news reporter, I have never been told how I should cover something, and certainly not as a talk show host.
Yeah, well,
just FYI. Okay, let's move on because we have one more thing to mention. Did you hear that 3 people from King County are now being monitored for possible exposure to hantavirus tied to that cruise ship outbreak? One of them was actually on the ship. The other 2 were sitting near an infected passenger on a flight from South Africa to Amsterdam. And health officials locally and nationally are saying this is not COVID all over again. They stress that the risk to the general public is low. None of the 3 Washington residents have symptoms or have tested positive. We do have a doctor who's going to be joining us. Please. But how are you feeling about this whole talk about hantavirus? Because I keep saying, it's supposed to be contained, and then it's like, okay, now we've got 3 in King County who are possibly exposed.
You know what, Ursula? That question, that was a very good question for me. How do I feel? Very simple. I've seen this. We've seen this movie before where it's where there's hanta or corona that ends in virus. It was kind of a little speculation here. Then we talked about it at Kirkland Adult Home Facility, and we thought, oh, it's just there. You know, we've seen this movie before. So how I feel now is, hey, I am praying that when Dr. Rabinowitz comes on here pretty soon, I'm praying that he's going to come on and say, hey, guys, everything's fine. Because at first we didn't. We're not economically ready. We're not mentally ready. We're not physically ready. We barely getting over the last one. So, no, I don't want this to be it at all. You know, they called you and I. You know what I mean? They called you and I, people fearmongers.
Yes.
And you know what?
So what we're going to try to do, though, is talk to an expert about how worried we should be. That's coming up next.
Ursula, you know what else we're not ready for?
What's that?
Watch this. We're not ready to talk about something going on. And people use their platforms to tell you about it, but they do and go about it other ways. I'm not looking forward to that hypocrisy ever happening again.
Yeah.
I think that was
one of the most frustrating things.
It was a frustrating, dangerous precedent that was happening.
Yes.
I turn my microphone on or my Twitter on or my social media, and I tell you one thing. But behind the scenes, I'm doing something else.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, we're going to try to get to the bottom of it because we do have an expert coming up. And if you've been worried, basically, we do keep hearing them say this is not anything like the pandemic. This is not like COVID. This is, hantavirus, very different. So we're going to get to the bottom of it.
Let's go. Coming up next, Gee Ursula.
The Jake and Spike Show.
I looked something up the other day. I didn't even look it up. I said it in a room in my house.
Weekdays noon to 3.
And I have a smart device. And then for 3 days, everywhere, my phone, my computer at work, I see ads for that thing that I was mentioning. It was very specific.
Yeah.
That's a weird thing.
That's technology and AI being used to expand the reach of technology into every aspect of our lives. Everything.
Watch the Jake and Spike Show live or later on the KIRO Newsradio YouTube channel.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance tech at a university, he knows ordering from multiple suppliers takes time away from keeping their arena up and running. That's why he counts on Grainger to get everything he needs, from lighting and HVAC parts to plumbing supplies, all in one place. And with fast, dependable delivery, he's stocked and ready for the next tip-off. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Workdays can be unpredictable, but your workwear shouldn't be. With a Cintas Apparel Plus program, you'll have freshly laundered garments for everyone on your team delivered every week. Cintas has workwear for just about any job imaginable, with high-performance fabrics and an uncompromising fit that stretches and moves with you. Don't leave looking and feeling good to chance. Visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
With summer right around the corner, Valentine Roofing's schedule is filling up fast. Jake Skorheim here. I want to give you 3 reasons why you should pick up the phone and call Valentine today. Number 1, there's still time to beat the summer rush and get your roof started in as little as 3 weeks. Number 2, when the nice weather hits, you'll be enjoying your backyard instead of worrying about your roof. And 3, with the increased cost of crude oil, material prices going up, shipping prices going up, lock in your price now before the market absorbs all those price increases. Call 206 Roofing today, and I guarantee there'll be no surprises, just a clear estimate you can trust. And once you choose Valentine Roofing, here's what you can expect. Seamless communication, meticulous cleanup, and extra mile service. That's the Valentine experience and the reason that they were awarded the 2025 Gold for Best Roofing Company by the Seattle Times Best in the Pacific Northwest Awards. Call 206 Roofing today. That's 206 Roofing. And remember, when you see the red Valentine van, you know your home is in good hands.
Rising blast, left field, grand slam, a Rosarena!
At T-Mobile Park, you've always got the best seat in the house. But for a truly elevated experience, you've got to be in a Mariner Suite. A suite is the perfect spot to get your game and celebration on. Birthday, promotion, engagement, company team building that actually team builds. No matter your event, we've got a suite you'll love. Group suites can fit 30 to 400 people for big-time bashes. And private suites offer just that, an upscale experience for more intimate gatherings. All Mariner Suites offer an incredible view of the ballpark, so you can't go wrong. Plus, you and your guests will enjoy premium catering, VIP parking, private Skybridge entry, and more. And season ticket members get 15% off. Reserve your suite today at mariners.com/suites.
Bases clearing, 3-run double by Josh Naylor. Holy smokes, the Mariners have the lead.
Mariners baseball, Trident's up.
How would you like to finally lose all those unwanted pounds quickly without spending thousands on painful injections or prescriptions? Hi, it's Donna Simpson, health and wellness expert. You probably know someone that is using Ozempic, the hottest diet craze in the country. Everyone knows about this prescription injection. Celebs use it to look their best. The problem is most of us can't afford Ozempic, and these injections can be so uncomfortable. Now you can lose the weight just as easily, but with no needles, no expensive prices, no side effects, and no worries. You need to try Lozempic, a new miracle weight loss breakthrough that performs so well it's being called nature's Ozempic. Lozempic is an easy-to-take diet pill now available without a prescription, being used by thousands to get rid of those unwanted pounds. So call now and find out how to get a free bottle.
To find out how to get your free bottle of Lozempic, call 800-605-5724, 800-605-5724. Free bottles are limited, so call 800-605-5724. That's 800-605-5724.
Guys, your testosterone level impacts your energy, drive, weight, hair loss, and even ED. Revive Men's Health Seattle will check your T level for free. For your free T level check, exam, and consultation, call 206-529-1111 or visit revivemenshealth.com.
Hey, I want to tell you a sellwithwes.com success story. Wes Jones knows how important your home sale can be for your future plans. So when he got a call from Susan in Federal Way. He was eager to step up and help her sell her home of 25 years.
Her house was her biggest asset, and this home sale was super meaningful for her. So she's like, I know that I'm leaving money on the table in the condition that it's in. Like, what can we do?
I told him up front that I did not have the time or finances to do what needed to be done, and he immediately jumped in with, well, I do.
He told her about their Listing Boost concierge service.
And we identified probably 4 or 5 major things.
It just was all so fast. They did everything.
I'm a son of a builder, and I've done a lot of flips over the years. So this is work that we actually like to do. We are seeking this out.
And I would just tell anybody, here's his phone number, give him a call. He'll take care of it.
So if you're in the market to sell your home, do what Susan did. Check out Wes Jones and his team at sellwithwes.com. Sell with Wes, a better way to sell your home.
Summer's supposed to be fun. When the kids are home all day, the groceries, they add up fast. G. Scott here with a quick heads up from Safeway. There's a program called Sunbucks that gives qualifying families $120 per child for summer groceries. Some families are signed up automatically and will get a card in the mail. Others need to apply. Take a minute to check. It could really help put food on the table for your family. Head to freesummermeals.org to find out more. That's freesummermeals.org.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good morning. I'm Katrina Gashard. President Trump is in China for a high-stakes summit with President Xi Jinping. CBS's Anna Korn reports from Beijing.
This is a huge moment for President Trump. He has been wanting to come to Beijing now for months. Obviously, the Iran war back in March, he had to postpone that trip, hoping that would be wrapped up by the time that he arrived in Beijing to have meetings with President Xi.
The two leaders are expected to discuss trade deal, energy, and Taiwan. The war with Iran and its impact on global markets will also likely come up. Here in Washington, a memorial is growing outside the Growler Guys tap room in Lake City after an employee was shot and killed over the weekend. KIRO 7 TV's Brandon Thompson reports.
Now, we have watched one of 2 memorials for Q grow outside the brewery as people stop by to pay their respects. Mark Ursula's death has been tearing through the hearts of the people who knew him.
Just someone that he could meet anyone and make you feel comfortable with him. It could bring everyone up with him and really, truly celebrated everyone around him. And I think that's why so many people felt this loss.
A King County judge ruled there is probable cause for second-degree murder and set the suspect's bail at $2 million. Charges are expected by the end of the week. Pierce County deputies hope newly released surveillance video can help find a hit-and-run driver who left a 32-year-old father in critical condition. The victim, James Weinstein, was in a car with friends on April 10th around 10 p.m. on his way home from a Mariners game. They were on Canyon Road when Weinstein dropped his glasses out of the window. The driver turned around, and when Weinstein got up, he was hit by a pickup truck that kept going.
And those are his shoes, so he got launched a solid 50, 75 feet.
Deputies are looking for a dark-colored 1996 to 2000 model Chevy Silverado with front-end damage. 3 King County beaches are closed because of high bacteria levels. Jean Coulon Beach in Renton is shut down, and in Seattle, both Madison Park Beach and Seward Park's Andrew Bay are also off limits. Public Health says warning signs are posted, and people, including pets, should avoid any contact with the water until levels drop. And if you see emergency vehicles at SeaTac Airport this morning, don't be alarmed. It's only a drill. The Port of Seattle is conducting a full-scale emergency exercise between 8 a.m. and 1 p.m. You may see a mock aircraft and volunteers acting as victims on the airfield. The FAA requires the drill every 3 years. It will not delay any flights. And for your KIRO News Radio real-time traffic, Linwood to Seattle is just under an hour right now. The Valley Freeway is about 50 minutes. Renton to Bellevue, 40 minutes. And Federal Way to Seattle, about 55 minutes. This traffic report is brought to you by D.R. Horton. Looking for the best deal on a new home? Discover the D.R. Horton Home of the Week. Visit drhorton.com and schedule a tour today. D.R. Horton, America's builder and equal housing opportunity builder. For your weather right now, it's cloudy outside. No sunshine for today. Highs will be around 60. Right now, it's about 52 in downtown Seattle. I'm Katrina Gashard, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
Welcome back to the Gee and Ursula Show. It is 9:34, and 3 people in King County are now being monitored for possible exposure to a rare hantavirus tied to that deadly cruise ship outbreak overseas. And hearing words like monitoring, quarantine, and virus spreading internationally takes a lot of us right back to early 2020. And in fact, the last time that we had this next guest on our show was right before the COVID pandemic changed all of our lives. So Dr. Peter Rabinowitz is the director of the University of Washington Center for Pandemic Preparedness, and he joins us live now on the Gee and Ursula Show. Good morning.
Good morning.
So let's just get right to it. How worried should we be now that we're hearing 3 people in King County are being monitored for possible exposure?
Well, I'm not that concerned about the people in King County. I think that we're watching them closely, and there's no sign of any infection at this point. So I think that's all really good news. I think there is some real cause for concern about this entire incident, largely because it shows us how we're still not that well prepared for the next pandemic, which is going to happen at some point, and we really have to be prepared for it. What's been going on is a infection with a hantavirus, which is the type that people are being infected with is only found in South America. And so this was a number of people getting sick after traveling in South America and then getting on a cruise ship. So very different situation from everyday operations in Washington State. And again, I think we're now watching anybody who was on that ship very closely, but we are not out of the woods yet. We have to wait until the incubation period of the virus is really over before we know how many cases there have really been.
Dr. Rabinowitz, on a scale of 1 to 10, how concerned are you about this hantavirus?
Gee, I appreciate you asking me that. I remember when you asked me that about COVID-19.
Hold on. Wait, hold that thought. I'm glad you brought that up. Watch this. Scale of 1 to 10 for you, your, I don't want to say worry meter, concern meter for the coronavirus. Scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the highest. Where would your meter be, sir?
I'd say 7 or 8, that we need to, if we don't take some preparations right now and it gets worse, we're going to really feel like we missed the boat. We need to be concerned. We need to be worried, and we need to be doing some preparations so that if it does get worse, we're ready.
That was February 26, 2020. 2020. You said that to me, sir. Where are you at today?
Yeah.
Where's your worry now?
Gee, I'm about a 4 right now. And I'm a little less concerned. I'm betting that this current outbreak of hantavirus, due to the Andes virus, which is only found in South America, which ended up on somebody infected getting on a cruise ship and then infecting some more people, is gonna just fade away for this particular outbreak. But there are a bunch of things that happen that are really concerning. First of all, someone gets sick on a ship. He's got a fever, and then dies in a couple of days. And that's what happened to the first patient. And the message that went out to the passengers and the crew was, this is probably not infectious, so you don't have to do anything. And as a result, there were no precautions taken for the next 2 weeks while other people were getting infected, and another person, 2 more people died. The wife of the original patient got off the ship with the body 2 weeks after he had died. And then she got on a plane with about 80 other people, flew to South Africa, and then got really sick within about a day and died in a hospital there. So all that time, nobody was suspecting a serious infectious disease being transmitted, and there were really no precautions. And what worries me is that we have really cut our funding for global health and for global preparedness. You think we'd have increased it after COVID, we've decreased it. And you really saw the CDC not playing a very visible role at all, not taking a leadership role. The WHO has done some things, but remember, we got out of the WHO. We're not really part of it. We're not supporting it. And as a result, I think things around the world have not gone as well as they could have in terms of, again, after someone died on the ship, 2 weeks later, they let 30 people get off the ship and go all over the world with, at that point, they hadn't realized that they had a outbreak on their hands. So those 30 people went everywhere. And then the rest of the people have now been evacuated from the ship, but it's only been about 2 weeks since somebody died on the ship. And so the incubation period of this virus can be up to 4 to 6 weeks. So we absolutely don't know how many more cases we're going to see. I think at this point, we're watching things closely, and certainly in the United States, people are being monitored closely. We've forgotten, by the way, the difference between quarantine and isolation, which we learned during COVID. Remember, isolation means you're infected and you're trying to be kept away from anybody and being able to infect anybody else. Quarantine means you've been exposed, you're not sick, you're not infected, but we're going to watch you closely to see if you get sick. So big difference about that when you hear about somebody who's in quarantine versus isolation.
So let's talk about this, the people in King County. There are 3 who are being monitored. And you said this is a virus that you get, the specific Andes virus that you get in South America. But now, and this may sound like a complete naive question, but now that these 3 are here in King County, what's to say that they didn't expose other people?
Well, generally, you're infectious when you have symptoms or shortly before you have symptoms. So if we already know that they've been exposed and they're taking precautions, then it's really unlikely that they're going to infect anyone else. Remember, the hantavirus does not seem to be usually as infectious as some other respiratory viruses like influenza and SARS-CoV-2, COVID-19. So it has caused outbreaks before, going person to person. This is the Andes virus in South America. By the way, we have a hantavirus in Washington State that is in rodents, but it has never been shown to go person to person like this. So it's very different. And yeah.
You listen to the voice of Dr. Peter Rabinowitz. He is the co-director of the UW Alliance for Pandemic Preparedness. And we only got about 60 seconds left. And I got to be honest with you, Doctor. When I asked you that scale of 1 to 10, I really thought you was going to hit us with the 1. The fact you hit it with sort of 4, that's a little higher than I thought it would be. But I want to leave you with this. Since you are in charge of Pandemic Preparedness Center here locally, there are people listening right now. I want you to speak to the people, not the politicians, not scientists, just the regular folks, sir. What is something that we all can be doing today at home, in our habits, that would actually matter the next time potentially that this breaks out, whatever it is?
I would say if you're feeling sick, try to get checked out and figure out what it is. For hantavirus, avoid contact with cleaning up mouse droppings and rodent droppings. There's instructions how to do that on a website for the Department of Health. Keep track of the news. And when you hear something, don't assume, be careful of the misinformation. We're being told this is a conspiracy, that it gets better with ivermectin, all sorts of misinformation. Try to make sure you can get good news, because situations change and you need to know what's really going on. Really find a source for what is truth about this.
And Dr. Rabinowitz, we are so appreciative of your expertise, to you joining us on these crucial moments. If you want to know more about how to protect yourself from hantavirus carried by our local deer mice, we do have information. Chef just posted up some information on the Gee and Ursula Show Facebook page. Dr. Rabinowitz, thank you so much.
Nice to talk to you.
By the way, Dr. Rabinowitz, I see you without a mask on, man. You look good, bruh.
He's also not in studio.
Take care, sir. Hey, coming up next, we got more of the Gee and Ursula Show.
Hi, I'm Erica, the annuals buyer here at Sky Nursery. This May, stock up on beautiful quality annual plants, especially if mom likes flowers. I'm adding a peachy orange begonia hanging basket for the shady side of my garden. I'm also excited for my patch of Kiss Me Over the Garden Gate to grow. And I've been planting dried flowers like strawflower and gomphrena, which you can keep as a bouquet year-round. So come on into Sky and see what you can grow. It's simpler than you think. Sky Nursery, the gardener's garden store. skynursery.com.
If you have lived in the Northwest for more than 5 minutes, you already know about the Subaru Outback. It is my car of choice. It is practically part of our landscape. And I bought my Subaru at Carter Subaru, Seattle's only Subaru dealership. And I'll tell you, there is a reason this car just works here. It's whether it's rain, like we're going to have today, the mountains, city streets, weekend getaways. It handles all of it without a second thought. And right now is a perfect time if you are looking for a new Subaru. Carter Subaru has over 800 Subarus in stock, including the 2026 Outback with 2.9% APR. Again, perfect for escaping town the second the sun comes back out. Carter Subaru in Ballard, Shoreline, or online at cartersubaru.com.
On approved credit, subject to vehicle insurance and availability. A documentary service fee may be added to the sale price or capitalized cost. See dealer for details. Valid through 5/31/26.
Some people out there love to do things entirely on their own. Others ask for help and trust their resources. When involved in an auto accident, you've got the choice of dealing with insurance on your own or hiring an attorney. I'm joined in studio by Harold D. Carr. He represents Harold Carr Law Offices. Harold, what's one of the main reasons for seeking representation?
If you were to look at statistics, most people end up with a lot less recovery when they don't have a law firm representing them.
And why should they hire Harold Carr Law Offices?
We're not shy about bringing lawsuits. We do try to settle, and insurance companies know that. They know that we're fair in how we talk to them. The answer is really, we are very professional. But we've had cases, big and small, where we've had to take it into litigation, and about 98% of those will settle in mediation. A lot more than the client originally expected.
Visit carlaw.com. That's carlaw.com. 2 R's in car. Car accident? Call Carr.
Digging in my yard, trying to lay a pipe. I hit a water line and now I have to pay a big fine. I should have called 811.
If you're a homeowner looking to replace your comfort system, there's only one call you need to make. That's the Home Comfort Alliance, especially right now. As a Carrier Factory authorized dealer, they meet the highest standards for training, installation, and customer satisfaction. John Curley here. Efficiency, reliability, and quiet performance matter. Right now, when you upgrade to a Carrier cooling system, you get a heating system free. And they make it so easy with a 60-second price estimator. Visit HomeComfortAlliance.com now. That's HomeComfortAlliance.com.
You could sleep through the night without thinking twice. You could take a seat in the middle of the theater. You could drive without worry of where the next restroom is. You used to say yes, and somewhere along the way, you stopped. Not because of one big moment, because of 100 small ones. A little more urgency, one more trip to the bathroom at 2 a.m., one more mental note about where the restroom is. It happened slowly enough that it just became you. But it's not you. It's enlarged prostate. And there's a treatment called aquablation therapy, the only ultrasound-guided robotic-assisted therapy for enlarged prostate. Find an aquablation therapist near you. Call Aquablation Seattle at 206-666-2466. 206-666-2466. That's 206-666-2466. All surgical treatments carry risks and results may vary. Side effects may include urinary symptoms, mild pain, ejaculatory dysfunction, or infection. In rare cases, complications to the urethra and rectum may occur. Aquablation therapy may not be right for everyone. Talk to your urologist to learn more. Visit aquablationseattle.com.
Thanks for calling CM Heating.
Yeah, hi. My water heater's leaking.
No worries. We can get a plumber out to you fast. And if it's time to replace, save $200 and you may qualify for up to $1,000 in rebates, and we'll handle it start to finish.
Schedule now at cmheating.com. CMHEA HL750 LLP.
Stop living with missing teeth. You may qualify for full mouth implants at a reduced cost using your medical insurance. Call South Seattle Smiles today at 206-241-5533 to see if you're a candidate. SouthSeattleSmiles.com.
It is the Gee and Ursula Show. I got a question for you because we're going to be talking about this at 10 o'clock. Traffic congestion. Now, just send your opinion on this. Is it getting worse in Seattle or is it getting better? Just a yes or no. Send that in right now. because we're going to be talking about this at 10 o'clock. And who better to come in and talk about traffic than the traffic guy? Chris Sully will be joining us. But right now, let's talk about looks. Right now, y'all, it's a whole debate that's raging online right now about whether grown folks should look their age. Vox just dropped a piece pointing out something that's pretty wild. They're saying that nobody even knows what the aging is supposed to look like anymore. Filters got 30-year-olds looking 19. Fillers, they're saying, got 50-year-olds looking 35. Meanwhile, you got 12-year-olds on TikTok that are 14-step skincare routines with retinol and all that stuff. So this is what we want to talk about. When somebody tells you, hey, you need to dress your age or you need to act your age, what age are we even talking about? That's the topic. That's the debate. Your thoughts on this, Ursula?
When someone says you don't look your age, I say, thank you. Mm-hmm. I think this... I think it can go overboard when you're talking about 12-year-olds. If you've been to a Sephora recently and you see the number of 9, 10, 11, 12-year-olds, really stocking up on huge amounts of products, mm-hmm. I'm reminded that some of the messaging is starting at a very young age. And I do worry about that part. Yeah. But I'm just going to speak from my end of things. Yeah, come on. As someone who turned 60, in case you hadn't heard. Yeah. I bring it up all the time because I own every last one of those years. Yeah. And I don't look at it as a badge of shame. I look at it as a badge of honor. Mm-hmm. And just the other day, I got my hair updated. And we were talking about, and she was asking, she's like, hey, do you want to have some of the length cut off? And I said, no, I like it pretty long. And I said, the number of people who say, oh my gosh, I can't believe you still have really long hair at the age of 60. It's like, yeah, as long as I can have it, why do I need to, am I supposed to have now a shorter haircut because that's what more 60 and 70-year-olds do? Mm-hmm. If I can, I'm going to fight what often happens with age. I am not against getting Botox. Mm-hmm. I am not against doing things that make you or make myself feel better if it's something that I can afford. Do I think it can go to an extreme? Yes. Mm-hmm. But to each their own is what I like to say.
I'm glad you brought that up, Ursula, especially about your hair and how you look. I think first, before we talk about looks, unfortunately, looks matter way more than they should. Mm-hmm. That's unfortunate. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like, do I believe that the job world and paychecks are affected or impacted by how you look? Yes, I do. I truly do. But I first want to start off with, how do you feel? And however you feel is totally the most important part, because you can look good and not feel good.
This is true.
You know what I'm saying? So, yes. So there's that. The next thing I want to talk about is the whole how you should dress, right? I think that behind my back or just in general, that there are people that say, gee, man, you don't dress your age. You see what I'm saying? And when I hear that, I just let it go. Because at 50 years old, you start to learn how some conversations just aren't worth you going into. Mm-mm. Because sometimes when I say things coming from me, it hurts people's feelings or they might think I'm angry. So, but when I do hear that, Ursula, that you should dress your age, I usually kind of think that usually comes from someone that, I don't know, I say this like this. I don't think people should tell people to stop or stop trying to do this, all because maybe you stopped.
Yes, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? You know maybe you stopped.
Yeah, if you wanted your hair to go gray and you want to be all gray and you're owning I say more power to you.
Yes.
And fantastic. Mm. But, that may not be the same choice that I make. Mm. And I hope you don't judge me the same way I don't judge you for allowing yourself to go natural. Mm. And I get it. And I think sometimes it can go to an extreme where you see people just overworking their face because society is harsh.
It is.
And aging is not always embraced. In some cultures, it is. In our culture, it's not. And people judge you and think it's a diss if to say that you're old or you're a boomer or whatever it is. It's like that's like, oh, at least I'm not old. Well, guess what? Someday you are going to be old.
I have a sweeping statement for you, and this kind of has something to do with you, Ursula, and it actually has to do with me. Here's my sweeping statement. When you are a parent and you're in the thick of it,
oh my gosh,
when you are raising your child,
yes,
when your every day is like, as soon as I'm done with work, I got to go make sure I got Peter, I got to do this, I got to do it. And you're always, during that time, the way you look and appear goes down.
Yeah.
But when you don't have them to worry about anymore, you can put that energy into yourself.
Yes.
My point, Ursula, you look better today than you did 15 years ago.
I would agree because I feel better because I'm not just overburdened at the moment.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. My stress level is at about a 3 versus about a 14.
Hey, that parenting ain't no joke.
No.
No joke. All right, y'all. Coming up next here on the Gee and Ursula Show, I asked a question, I'll ask it again. Traffic congestion in Seattle. In your opinion, is it worse or is it better? Okay. Chris Sullivan comes in to join us. We'll discuss it next. Gee and Ursula.
The John Curley Show.
I have a 1941 Dodge at the front of the house. And
there's a nest in there.
Wasps. Big nest.
Weekdays 3 to 7.
I got 2 cans of wasp spray. I put them both on the seat, and I get a .22 rifle. Poof! Giant, cloud of fire and poison, which it did work. It seemed like something that Matt Damon, what's those movies he was in? Born Identity, a Born Identity thing.
Watch The John Curley Show live on YouTube.
Hey, Jake Skorheim here. Summer's right around the corner. Procrastinators, beware. Valentine Roofing schedule is filling up now, and you don't want to be stuck with the other guys. So call 206 Roofing today, and Valentine can still start your roof in as little as 3 weeks. Then you can enjoy barbecuing on your deck in the backyard without worrying about old shingles falling on your head. So call 206 Roofing today, and I guarantee there'll be no surprise, just a clear estimate that you can trust. Call 206 Roofing, and remember, when you see the red Valentine van, you know your home is in good hands.
I remember brushing my hair and looking down and thinking, oh my gosh, do I have any hair left? I used to look at women with thick, beautiful hair and think, why doesn't my hair look like that?
My thinning hair is making me feel so old.
If you want thick, healthy, gorgeous hair, then you need Hair Volume from New Nordic. With clinically proven ingredients like apple extract, biotin, and millet, Hair Volume nourishes your hair follicles to promote thicker, healthier-looking hair. Say goodbye to shedding, thin, and dull hair, and hello to thick, healthy hair with Hair Volume.
Since taking Hair Volume, the shedding has all but stopped. Now, instead of being jealous of other women's hair, I have friends who are jealous of mine.
My hairdresser couldn't believe the difference in my hair. Now she's using Hair Volume too.
Available as a tablet or delicious gummy, Hair Volume is available online at Amazon and NewNordicUSA.com, or find Hair Volume in the hair care aisle at your local CVS.
Running a small business means juggling a lot. Your network has to handle it all. That's where a fiber-only provider falls short. You need a partner who gives you a greater advantage. Introducing the Total Solutions Advantage only from Comcast Business. A first-ever combination of the largest, fastest fiber-powered network, the most reliable Wi-Fi, gig speeds with equipment and security included, and a 5-year price lock. Plus, it's all backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee. The Total Solutions Advantage only from Comcast Business. A new standard for small business with reliability, security, and savings in one. Switch today. Get started with a great offer as low as $60 a month. When you add it all up, no one does business like Comcast Business.
Offer ends 6/1/26. New customers only. Requires 300 megabits per second internet and security edge. 1-year agreement, eco bill, and auto pay required. Equipment, taxes, and fees extra. Most reliable Wi-Fi based on Open Signal Awards USA Fixed Broadband Experience Report, May 2025.
Man, I love this place. I've been surfing here since I was a kid. Now, seeing my grandson out on the water, it means everything to me. Watching him and taking in the blue waves, the sea breeze, the blurry horizon.
If you have geographic atrophy, or GA, subtle changes in vision could mean it's progressing toward irreversible vision loss. Izervay is proven to slow GA progression and could help preserve your vision for longer, so you may keep seeing the world around you. Izervay, or avacincaptad pegol, is an eye injection. Don't take it if you have an infection or active swelling in or around your eye. Izervay can cause eye infection, retinal detachment, or increased risk of wet AMD. Izervay may cause blood in the white of the eye, blurred vision, or a temporary increase in eye pressure. Do not drive or use machinery until vision has recovered after an eye injection or exam. Ask your retina specialist how you can slow your GA with Izervay. To learn more, call 1-855-IZERVAY or go to izervay.com. Paid for by Astellas Pharma.
G. Scott here. Safeway wants you to know Sunbucks gives qualifying families $120 per child for summer groceries. Some families are signed up automatically. Others need to apply. Find out if you should apply at freesummermeals.org.
KIRO FM and HD1 Tacoma, Seattle. This is CBS News on the Hour, your home for original reporting.
I'm Steve Kathan. Prosecutors in South Carolina say they will retry Alec Murdaugh, the disgraced lawyer serving life sentences for the death of his wife and a son. The state's highest court tossed out the convictions and sentences because a court clerk influenced the jury. Legal analyst Jessica Levinson.
A completely new trial. There will be, I think, a new judge, obviously, completely different jury. And with respect to the evidence, I think that there has been intervening rulings regarding whether or not evidence of his financial crimes that he's also been convicted of could be brought in a murder trial. So my understanding is you might actually see less evidence in the next case.
Well, the fraud convictions mean Murdaugh remains locked up. There's an investigation after the Atlantic Ocean crash of a small plane yesterday, 60 miles off the coast of Vero Beach, Florida. All 11 on board were safely rescued. Coast Guard Major Elizabeth Piawati.
It took us about 15 minutes to get on scene. We set up a search pattern, and within minutes we located the raft, had eyes on, relayed back to our operations desk.
France has ordered 1,700 people on a British cruise ship to stay on board due to a norovirus outbreak. The BBC's James Waterhouse says around 50 people are symptomatic.
The Ambition left the Shetland Islands earlier this month before it stopped in Belfast, Liverpool and Brest in the northwest of France. It had been due to depart for Spain, but is now sitting off the coast of Bordeaux. Norovirus is an infection of the digestive system, which can cause vomiting and diarrhea and is very contagious.
Early in his second term, President Trump vowed to turn the military base at Guantanamo Bay, Cuba, into a massive detention center. It was supposed to hold as many as 30,000 people facing deportation. CBS's Camilo Montoya Galvez reports the place is mostly empty.
What the internal government documents that we obtained show is that this week, there are only 6 immigration detainees being held at Guantanamo Bay. Just 6 individuals from Haiti are currently being detained there, pending deportation.
President Trump's in China for a key summit with President Xi. CBS's Anna Corin.
We will see President Trump and President Xi tomorrow morning. They'll be meeting at the Great Hall of the People. They'll hold meetings there. Then Xi will take Trump in the afternoon to the Temple of Heaven. This is a UNESCO world site. Centuries ago, emperors used to go there to pray to the heavens.
Wall Street, the Dow is down 150 points. This is CBS News.
I want to know what's going on in the world. I'm Tony. There are big questions that all of us are asking. I want to get you the answers. How are you? I'm Tony DeCopel. Join me on the CBS Evening News.
Police are investigating a murder-suicide in Kent, but first, let's get a check on the roads with the KIRO Newsradio News traffic desk. Some brake lights on northbound I-5 getting through South Tacoma. Linwood to Seattle is just under an hour. Renton to Bellevue about 40 minutes. The Valley Freeway is just under 50. Federal Way to Seattle about 55 minutes. This traffic report is brought to you by KIRO News Radio.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good morning. I'm Katrina Gashard. Police are investigating a murder-suicide in Kent where they say a son killed his father, then took his own life. KIRO News Radio's Luke Ducey says police say both men were dead by the time they arrived.
Police say a 48-year-old man shot and killed his 70-year-old father at their home, then took his own life. This happened along 31st Avenue South in Kent, about a football field away from I-5 North. Investigators say they got a call around 9:30 Tuesday night. It's not clear what led up to the shooting. Police say there's no threat to the neighborhood. Luke Ducey, KIRO News Radio.
There's been another attack on an older person in downtown Seattle. Police say the 66-year-old victim was picnicking with his family near the Washington State Ferry Terminal when the suspect, 30-year-old Nicholas Evans, threw the man to the ground and walked away. A witness called 911 and followed Evans for several blocks where he was arrested. Another witness tells the Jason Rand Show on Seattle Red 770 the suspect looked drugged and deranged and was performing martial arts moves toward other people. The attack comes on the heels of a brutal attack that left a 77-year-old man with broken bones and a deep cut on his face. 2 suspects were arrested in that assault. The mother of a man brutally attacked with a hammer in downtown Seattle is asking for the public's help to catch the suspect. KIRO 7 TV's Jack Billy reports George Miller has been fighting for his life at Harborview for the last week.
Seattle police say he was the victim of an unprovoked attack outside the Renaissance Hotel.
Somebody came down Madison, saw him cross the street, hit him in the back of the head with a hammer, and then stood over him and repeatedly hit him in the head with a hammer until that person thought that he was dead.
Miller's mother, Lisa Driscoll, says her son was living on the streets in active fentanyl addiction at the time of the attack.
A hit-and-run crash on southbound I-45 in Renton brought the morning commute to a crawl. Washington State Trooper Rick Johnson says a motorcycle was struck just after 5 a.m. near Sunset Boulevard, and the driver of the other vehicle sped off.
So because of the hit and run and the nature of the injuries, this is being investigated as a vehicular assault.
The 44-year-old rider was a woman who suffered serious injuries and was transferred to Harborview. Investigators are still working to identify the driver and the vehicle. A fire at the historic Temple Theater building in downtown Tacoma sent smoke across the city yesterday afternoon. Chelsea Shepard tells Tacoma Fire tells KIRO 7 TV they rushed to the scene around 4 o'clock.
The fire seemed to be contained completely to that rooftop deck area. It doesn't even seem to have extended into the roof itself of the building. So the building so far, we're not finding any damage.
No injuries and still no word on what exactly caused the fire. And for your weather right now, cloudy skies. Highs will be in the low 60s right now. It's about 53 in downtown Seattle. I'm Katrina Gashard, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with a KIRO News Radio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
This is the Gee and Ursula Show with G. Scott and Ursula Reutin.
What up, everybody? It is the Gee and Ursula Show. Thank you for hanging out with us. Happy Wednesday to all of you. Now, Ursula, what am I thinking right now?
You're thinking, wow, the sun's not peaking.
See, the reason why I did that, some of you all might believe that was planned.
It wasn't.
But you all know this show. But I got to tell you, Ursula probably, besides my wife,
yes,
might be one of the best people that can know what I'm thinking about. So much so that I got to throw curveballs just to try to hide it a little bit. You know what I mean? But that's exactly what I was thinking.
I know. And it's so funny that you admit that. Because I think sometimes it drives you nuts that I know what you might be thinking. Okay. Hey, coming up at 10:30, we're going to have fun because we said we got to bring some dessert because we're just giving you the meatballs right now.
Okay.
Or steak. But we're going to talk, what was trendy when you were growing up? Was it cringeworthy or was it really cool?
I can't wait to talk about this. Yeah. Because I feel like I need a rocking chair and a pipe to tell tell Nick. I'm gonna be talking right to Nick about some of the stuff that was cool and how the things that we were doing then is so you guys can have what you have today.
You're gonna pull it back in my day.
Well, and I'm debating whether I share something that we used to do when I was a kid.
Yeah.
But how we used to do it is not politically correct today. And
there's a lot of games we called weren't politically correct.
Correct. That's exactly what I'm talking about. That's exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
But I wish not that part, but the game itself was such a good form of exercise. And we're trying to do Flex Fridays.
Yeah.
If I did that today, I'd be in the best shape ever.
Yeah. Hey.
Okay. Yeah. So we'll talk about that coming up at 10:30.
Hey, young generation, ask your parents what they called the game when they rang people's doorbells and ran.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, we're not doing about that.
Let's get to that next. Ursula, what you got next?
What's new at 10?
Okay, so do you agree with this statement that traffic in the Seattle area is worse and we're dealing with more and more of it today?
Now, Ursula, I saw some text messages.
Yes.
A lot of folks saying, yes, it's definitely gotten worse. But somebody said around the Tacoma Dome, they said no. It's actually gotten better.
Because that project
got
done, right?
All right, Ursula, what kind of news you got?
So if you said, yes, it has gotten worse, you have to guess again because the Seattle Department of Transportation's report for last year tells the truth, at least in Seattle, which is that there are fewer cars in the city, fewer pedestrians, and nearly 30% fewer cyclists than in 2019. But yet, congestion is worse. And traffic deaths are climbing. So there was an op-ed in the Seattle Times, and this person was pointing out that even though we have been spending hundreds of millions of dollars on Vision Zero projects, which again is to eventually get to zero fatalities, right? We have actually seen fatal crashes dramatically climb since 2015, and pedestrian deaths doubled last year. So the question is, what's happening? Why are we failing miserably when we're putting more emphasis and more dollars on this? Under Vision Zero, Seattle has been converting vehicle lanes to bus and bike lanes. So they've also been adding traffic calming measures and reducing speed limits and essentially these road diets, right? No turn on red intersections are increasing. But this is all being done to slow down traffic, improve safety, and shift commuters away from their cars and have them take public transit. But according to this op-ed anyway, SDOT has not consistently evaluated long-term project outcomes, and the city is just making traffic worse because of the stop-and-go traffic patterns. It causes distraction, fatigue, aggression, risky driving. These stop-and-go traffic patterns are linked to those things. We're doing more risky driving. We're driving tired. We're more distracted, and we're more aggressive. Mm-hmm. So the question would be: is this whole thing working? I'm going to guess they're not going to give up on Vision Zero.
Yeah.
But what's happening?
Well, let's talk about this. And I don't think that as we're listening to this, we're not experts, right? But we're experts in our own lives, in our own world. First, the rage that people have behind the wheel is different today than ever. I don't know what it is. I don't know why people are so angry. Ursula, there's been many phone calls, production meetings that we've heard you being hunked at.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean,
you know what it is?
What?
Okay, and I'm laughing, and I'm on occasion part of the problem. It's distracted driving.
I was definitely getting to that next. I mean,
okay, but
you know,
when it comes to traffic infractions and that kind of thing, I think you have more of those than me. So you're not a perfect driver either. So let's just get something straight here.
We can go a statistic on why that is, but
but
hey, we'll leave that alone. We'll leave that alone.
Okay.
Hey, so my next thing that I wanted to say is you're right about distracted driving. You know, back in the day, we had codes on beepers that we're gonna be talking about later. Like if you got a beep that said 143, that meant someone's telling you I love you. And those that had beepers back in the day know. Now you can have full-on FaceTime conversations with people. You can be connected to videos. You can watch movies. You can literally watch Netflix as you're driving down the road. So distracted driving is a real thing. So while there's less congestion on the road, there's more frustration and distraction on the road. And I don't think that there's any fix to that.
Just to clarify, because I think the words matter here. There are fewer cars,
yes,
but there's more congestion.
Yes, so
right?
traffic is actually worse.
Traffic is worse despite fewer cars. So we're packed in tighter. So it makes those distracted driving problems worse because you're 3 feet away from someone instead of 10 feet all of the time.
Yeah. So that wasn't real clear.
You got to worry about them bikes.
So in other words, we're trying to push more people out of their cars. We're trying to offer more bike lanes. We're trying to do these road diets. We're trying to do all these things, and it actually is having, in some ways, the opposite effect.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So what's the solution? I mean, you can say just don't drive aggressively. Mm-hmm. Don't drive tired. But that's just not the reality. Don't drive distracted. We have a million distractions. I mean, how many of you listening right now are guilty of every time you're at a stop sign, you pull up your phone and start looking at it?
Yeah, a lot of us. And I talked about like people being upset on the roads and being a lot more angry. I don't think we're a lot upset just on the roads. I think a lot of us are just more stressed in general.
This is true.
Period.
This is true.
And whatever it is that you're stressed about. I mean, not all of us are stressed about the same thing. Some folks are stressed about, hey, I just got my paycheck and I only got $20 left for the weekend and I got 2 kids. That's a stress. Mm-hmm. You got some folks that are stressed that love what they do for a living, but they hate their boss. That's a stress.
Yeah.
They hate coming home because their significant other is a pain. They're stressed.
Tyson from the 808 says, as someone who drives all day, distracted driving is 100% a major problem. You wouldn't believe how many people I see driving with their phone in one hand, constantly looking down. And these distracted drivers also fuel more road rage.
That's true, but I think part of the point of this op-ed is the fact that it's Seattle's own policies that make this worse and make it more deadly for both pedestrians and drivers. And like I'm very liberal, but one of the failures of liberal policies, so to speak, is the failure to evaluate and measure results. Vision Zero has not accomplished what it is supposed to. It is not getting the results, and it is making all of us angrier, able to spend more time in traffic, and it's making us less safe. And look, if you want to get people in those buses, has it worked? No. We have fewer people riding the buses. Do we have more people biking despite converting more and more streets to bike lanes? No. We don't have more people biking.
That is one of the biggest frustrations for me is seeing bike lanes that have been added and have reduced capacity on the road, and yet I've yet to see bike riders on a regular basis on some of these roads because of the hills.
Guess what I purposely did?
What'd you do?
Stayed away from bike lanes. You want to know why?
Are you being nice to the bike riders?
Yeah, because the bike riders, they come after you.
They do?
Even though that bike lane...
They're very passionate about their bike lanes?
Ursula, even though that bike lane had 2 people in it all day, them 2 will find you. You know what I mean?
That won't stop me.
Or you got some of these folks with platforms that'll put your information out and dox you, and then they come after you. And then on social media, you get all these people coming out. I'm like, oh, leave me alone, bike riders. It's only 2 of y'all.
Diane says, I find the road diets, cluttered signage, and striping and the congestion increase the potential for negative interactions between drivers, bikers, and pedestrians. She brings up Rainier Avenue, which is actually one of the things in this op-ed. Serious injury crashes on Rainier Avenue alone rose more than 50% long-term after those lane reductions. Think about that.
How many ribbon cuttings have we had? Like, we're making it safer. No, you're not.
No, actually, yeah. And you nailed it with the whole, we don't do any sort of, those in power are not doing any sort of audits in terms of, hey, we've had this great idea. It sounded really good to say Vision Zero. Don't we all want to have zero traffic deaths? Of course we do. But if the things that you're doing don't actually work and actually are contributing to even worse outcomes, you need to know that and steer away, reverse course.
We'll make this a headline. My Northwest, how about this? Make this a headline. Bring back jaywalking tickets. I'm being serious. It's a problem right
Yes.
now. Bring back jaywalking tickets. I want folks to get jaywalking. Hey, man, what's happening? What's going on with you? Man, I just got my third jaywalking ticket in a matter. Yes, it's serious out here.
And that is another thing that has come up. People are anti-pedestrian, too. More and more drivers are just having zero tolerance. We talked about it last week.
I'm driver. I know. I'm driver because these pedestrians are just walking in the streets. Go to the traffic light. Oh, and that's another thing that they can do. Have more of those. Stop with the whole flashing, blinking, stop light. No, have an actual light. And by the way, get off your phones and pay attention. Even if you do have the walking sign that tells you to go, don't trust it. Don't just be do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Do-do-do, you get dunked.
That is true, too. And pedestrian deaths under this whole, again, Vision Zero, they have doubled in the last year. Here are a couple of other things. Hundreds of millions have been spent on Vision Zero, but deaths have gone up since the program began. Bike commuting has stalled at around 3%, so we're not getting more bikers. The people who are biking are still biking, but they got more room.
Glad you said that, because I said it would be 2 of them that show up.
And it's 3%. Transit ridership, it's still a third below pre-pandemic levels. To me, this sounds like an abject failure.
Oh, blame Governor Inslee.
Wait, no, we've got a new one.
By the way, that was a joke.
Yes.
That was a joke. You get it.
Okay, speaking of things going on in government.
Yeah.
Washington's new millionaires tax is now headed to 2 places at once, the ballot box and the courts. So we knew about the lawsuits, and now opponents have announced that they are launching an initiative campaign to repeal the new nearly 10% tax on annual incomes above $1 million. Let's Go Washington. Again, this is the group led by Redmond hedge fund manager Brian Haywood says it plans to gather enough signatures to put the repeal on the November ballot. And to qualify, they're going to need more than 300,000 valid signatures in just a matter of weeks. As we've been telling you, Democrats who control all houses in Olympia passed the tax this year, arguing that it finally makes Washington's upside-down tax system more fair. And they're projecting this is going to bring in up to $4 billion a year for schools and health care, child care, while also expanding tax rebates and eliminating some sales taxes on things like diapers and over-the-counter medicine. But those who have been fighting it, as you know, Gee, have said Washington voters have rejected income taxes over and over again, and they believe this one will not be any different.
Yeah. Where would you guys say taxes? When I say taxes, of all the stresses going on in your life, where do you think taxes would rank at if you live in the state of Washington? Would it be number 20? Would it be number 13, 5,
It's
number
going to be in
1?
top 5.
It's top 5.
Yeah, if not top 3.
Yes. Question.
Yeah.
Since we're talking about taxes, in the state of Washington, when potentially do you think that stress on taxes will go away?
When we have more balanced government, when we don't have people in power who only think that the only way to get things paid for is to increase taxes instead of looking at other means.
So I just want to make sure I get this straight. So we're saying that if there's more balanced government in the state of Washington, you got Democrats and you got Republicans. You're saying that will fix the tax thing.
There would be more pushback. I'll tell you that much.
Do you think that we would fix?
No, but I know what you're saying. It's going to be when we have a state income tax.
No,
I gotcha.
That's not what I was saying. No. I am seriously asking questions. So when we talk about child care expenses in this country, here's my question. Would a balanced government help that? So if it's Democrats and Republicans, do you think Republicans are more to help you with child care than Democrats?
No.
Which party?
Balanced.
Here's a question.
Yes.
Which party is more apt to help you with child care? Democrats.
Yes.
Okay.
Which one is more apt to be fiscally responsible? Republicans.
I'm glad. You know what? I'm glad you said that.
Yeah.
Out of the last 10 recessions that we have,
I know what you're going to say.
No. The president that's been in office, the last 9 of the 10 recessions have been started by a Democrat or Republican.
I believe it's a Republican.
So when you say the Republicans are more fiscally responsible, how does the 9 out of 10 recessions happen?
I mean, a lot of this is we're both being very simplistic. I'm going to stick with, I think, more balanced government. I think not only relying on taxes, I think we have a regressive system. I'm not against people who make more paying more, but I think that the reason there is such pushback, including from Democrats, on this millionaires tax is that there are no guardrails in this, and it's being pushed through without any safeguards in terms of it not coming down even further than millionaires. I truly believe that. I think you and I are on the same page on a lot of things.
So too. Here's another question. Like, I'm not good. How did the Republicans get the reputation of being fiscally responsible?
That's a
good
much
question.
longer question.
Yeah. Good stuff, Ursula. All right. We got scenarios happening at 10:47, but coming up next, what was trendy when you were growing up? Were they cringe or are they still cool today? We do that next. Gee Ursula.
KIRO Newsradio, the first place you turn for the news you trust.
Renton police investigating a shooting that happened just after midnight.
Engaging conversation.
It's just indefensible. The mayor's communications team should be better.
Traffic.
A full closure now, southbound 509 at Alexander Avenue.
And your Super Bowl champion Seahawks.
Touchdown, Seahawks!
Streaming everywhere on the KIRO Newsradio app. Always here, always with you. KIRO Newsradio, 97.3 FM.
Drivers who switch their home and auto with Progressive could save money and time. Other things try to do this, but they really don't. Like the touchscreen at fast food places. It's not like you save time because it takes you longer to use a touchscreen than, I don't know, someone who works there. And another thing, you'd think it would save money because they're not paying a cashier, right? But no, same price. Also, why is there an option to tip? Who am I tipping? Exactly. Anyway, even if you can't save money and time with some things, you could with a Progressive home and auto bundle. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
The Camping World Ultimate RV Show is coming to Angel of the Winds RV Resort in Seattle. Parking and admission are free. Join us May 14th to the 17th to shop special show pricing on over 200 fully staged new and used RVs. Get an exclusive first look at new models. Check out the latest gear and accessories. Bring the family to enjoy our kids zone and enter to win a new RV. Don't miss the Ultimate RV Show in Seattle, May 14th to the 17th. We'll see you there.
Hey, it's Shannon O'Kelly from IRG, and tonight at 6, we're hosting a free live webinar to talk all about stem cell therapy with Dr. Mark Wagner, MD.
I'm really looking forward to this live webinar to educate on how using your own stem cells can be an extremely successful method to help regenerate native tissue in rotator cuffs, meniscus tears, and reduce pain in osteoarthritic joints.
Which joints have you seen good success with?
Shoulders, elbows, hips, knees, even wrists and ankles. And in this live webinar, we'll tell you all about the procedure, how simple and safe it is using your own stem cells, and how we determine if you're a candidate.
Dr. Wagner has performed over 20,000 stem cell procedures. Are you in pain? Join us tonight at 6 and learn all about stem cell therapy with Dr. Mark Wagner, MD. Register for our free live webinar at irgpt.com/events. irgpt.com/events.
Are you looking for the best deal on a new home? Discover the D.R. Horton Home of the Week. With new home communities from Lacey to Stanwood, ranging from the low 500s to the high 1 millions, D.R. Horton has the right home at the best value for you. Your new home is within reach, so what are you waiting for? Learn more about the D.R. Horton Home of the Week. Visit drhorton.com and schedule a tour today. D.R. Horton, America's builder. an equal housing opportunity builder.
Hey, Jake Skorheim here. Summer's right around the corner. Procrastinators, beware. Valentine Roofing schedule is filling up now, and you don't want to be stuck with the other guys. So call 206 Roofing today, and Valentine can still start your roof in as little as 3 weeks. Then you can enjoy barbecuing on your deck in the backyard without worrying about old shingles falling on your head. So call 206 Roofing today, and I guarantee there'll be no surprise, just a clear estimate that you can trust. Call 206 Roofing, and remember, when you see the red Valentine van, you know your home is in good hands.
If the world were like a Sleep Number mattress, everything would adapt for your comfort. Because as your life changes and your body changes, Sleep Number mattresses adapt and shift to give you personalized comfort night after night. And now everything's on sale during our Memorial Day event. Save up to $1,200 on mattresses for a limited time. To experience a whole new world of comfort, visit a Sleep Number store or go to sleepnumber.com. Sleep Number, to a good life sleep.
The Camping World Ultimate RV Show is coming to Angel of the Winds RV Resort in Seattle. Parking and admission are free. Join us May 14th to the 17th to shop special show pricing on over 200 fully staged new and used RVs. Get an exclusive first look at new models. Check out the latest gear and accessories. Bring the family to enjoy our kids zone and enter to win a new RV. Don't miss the Ultimate RV Show in Seattle, May 14th to the 17th. We'll see you there.
It started as a puddle.
Where?
In the shower.
Uh-oh.
Then the kitchen sink.
Started backing up?
Yeah.
I know where this is going.
Clogged up.
Right. No problem.
Beg your pardon?
There's no clog we can't clear.
You're Dan.
From Apollo Plumbing.
This is going to get pricey.
How about $83?
To clear my drain?
Apollo Plumbing clears main drains every day.
For $83?
$83 or it's free.
What's the catch?
No catch. We'll even do a camera inspection.
Why's that?
It's the best way to find the cause of your clog.
And it's included?
No extra charge. Truth is, we hate clogs.
I don't love them.
Seen them all.
Ew.
I promise. There's no clog Apollo can't clear.
Guaranteed.
83 or free.
Goodbye, slow drains.
All it takes is an accessible clean out.
And Apollo gets my drains draining again.
You call, we come, it's fixed.
My heroes.
Just doing our job.
Thank you, Apollo Plumbing.
ApolloPlumbing.com.
Spike O'Neill here. If your loved one's caregiver is planning a vacation or just needs a break, want to consider Aegis Living Respite Care. A short-term stay that provides 24/7 expert care, Aegis Living amenities, and peace of mind for you and your family. Go to aegisliving.com/spike to schedule a visit today.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good morning. I'm Katrina Gashard. President Trump is in Beijing for a high-stakes summit with his Chinese counterpart, President Xi Jinping. Mr. Trump wants to secure new purchasing agreements with China, and he's bringing top American executives along to make the case. CBS's Aaron Navarro tells us some of the big players on the list.
The outgoing Apple CEO, Tim Cook, whose company relies heavily on overseas manufacturing. Larry Fink of BlackRock, Boeing CEO Kelly Ortberg. There's an interest in getting China to buy more Boeing jets from the U.S.
Two leaders are also expected to discuss energy and Taiwan. Health officials are monitoring 3 King County residents who may have been exposed to hantavirus linked to the cruise ship.
2 of the 3 are members of the same household. They're showing no symptoms but are watching for them at home. County Health Officer Dr. Sandra Valenciano says there are no confirmed hantavirus cases in King County, and the risk to the public is low.
I know for many of us, it may bring back memories from the COVID-19 pandemic.
The difference is we knew very little about COVID when the pandemic started, but there are decades worth of data on hantavirus. The 3rd King County resident is asymptomatic and in quarantine in Nebraska. Frank Lindsay, KIRO News Radio.
Police are investigating a murder-suicide in Kent where they say a son killed his father. KIRO News Radio's Luke Ducey has details.
Police say a 48-year-old man shot and killed his 70-year-old father at their home, then took his own life. This happened along 31st Avenue South in Kent, about a football field away from I-5 North. Investigators say they got a call around 9:30 Tuesday night. It's not clear what led up to the shooting. Police say there's no threat to the neighborhood. Luke Ducey, KIRO News Radio.
A memorial is growing outside the Growler Guys tap room in Lake City after an employee was shot and killed there over the weekend. KIRO 7 TV's Brandon Thompson reports.
Now, we have watched one of 2 memorials for Q grow outside the brewery as people stop by to pay their respects. Mark Ursula's death has been tearing through the hearts of the people who knew him.
Just someone that he could meet anyone
and make you feel comfortable with him. It could bring everyone up with him and really, truly celebrated everyone around him. And I think that's why so many people felt this loss.
A King County judge ruled there is probable cause for second-degree murder and set the suspect's bail at $2 million. Charges are expected by the end of the week. Now to your KIRO News Radio real-time traffic. Linwood to Seattle about 55 minutes. Linwood to Bellevue about 35 minutes. Renton to Bellevue 60 minutes right now. Federal Way to Seattle just under an hour. This traffic report is brought to you by the Seattle Mariners. Don't miss 8 firework nights this season presented by T-Mobile. The first show is May 29th. Get your tickets at mariners.com/fireworks. And for your weather forecast, goodbye sunshine, hello clouds. Highs today will be in the 60s. Right now, it's about 52 in downtown Seattle. I'm Katrina Kashard, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
This is the Gee and Ursula Show. Thank you so much for hanging out with us on this Wednesday morning. The sun's not peaking, but we're going to have all sorts of sunshine here on the show. And we're going to be talking about what was trending when you were growing up. And could they be brought up again today? The reason we're bringing this up is because apparently Hacky Sack is making a comeback with Gen Z. Did you ever get into the Hacky Sack craze? No. I'm trying to picture this.
No.
I'm guessing no. Okay, so what was trendy?
Well, there was a lot of things that were trendy, but if there's something, the two things that stand out to me, first, I want to go fashion, starter jackets. And the reason why I'm bringing up starter jackets and how big of a deal that was because, man, when they come out today and you see somebody with that starter fit on, it looks so good. And even it's still got the same pizzazz today that it did yesterday. I'm talking about if you had that starter Bulls jacket back then,
okay,
you probably paid like $300-$400 for it. Even boy, it was expensive. You know what I'm saying? You get some. Well, I mean, a lot of them. A lot of the starter jackets you can get for $100. So that was one. The second thing I wanted to bring up is I just wanted to bring up pagers, right? And by the way, shout out to all of you all that had pagers. And the reason what I want to bring up is I want to bring up the culture centered around pagers. And now this is where I'm in a rocking chair, and I want to go back in my day.
Okay.
Back in my day, if you got a page from someone that says 143, that means they're telling you that they love you. Or you get a text from your mama and them, and it said, for some reason, my mom always used 911. And so when it was 911, it was emergency. You had to call back immediately. And by the way, you had to, okay, look, you kids today, you know how you guys don't text your parents back? Let me tell you something.
Rude.
Back in the day, when you got that page from your mama that said 911, oh, if you don't find a payphone and you get out there, if you don't call her back.
Find a payphone. Some people don't even know what a payphone is anymore.
That's true. But if you know, you know. You put in that quota. You always kept quarters with you because you had to potentially use the payphone that was out there.
Did you let everybody know you had a pager? Like, was it?
Oh, it was. What? Absolutely. It was on the hip. I had the different colors. I had all kinds of stuff. Or somebody hit you up with the 411, right? Hey, Gen Z. There's somebody telling you they got the T, right? They got the T with the 411. They got some information for you. And the last but not least, some of the things that y'all kids will never know. You'll never know about the red light bulb that's put into the lamp. And the red light bulb put into the lamp, and then you got a tape that you already made. And you made a Jodeci Forever My Lady. You got love songs on there that's already ready. Sometimes you send you send them the tape. You set in the mood with the red light bulb, and then your grandmama upstairs, and she hears the music, and she just pretend like she don't know what's going on. But now that I look back,
that red glow.
Yeah. So I'm done. I just want to give out those. That's my stuff that I think would still be cool today.
Okay. Now, I was thinking about, I remember when everyone went through the Cabbage Patch Kids thing. Do you remember those slap bracelets?
Yes.
And it was so cool.
Mm-hmm.
You just keep gathering the slap bracelets, and that was a fun thing.
Yep.
Rollerblades. Okay, as much as I wanted to be really cool on rollerblades, it was painful when you weren't so good on those rollerblades. Mm-hmm. But the one game that came to mind, and I was like, if I could bring this back, it was the Chinese garter game, which was so big in the Philippines. And I bet you don't even know what I'm talking about. Mm-mm. So basically, you've got garter, that so you have two people standing facing each other, and then you are in the middle, jumping in and out of the garter, and it keeps and the garter is surrounding the two people who are and there's a thing a saying that goes along with it, and that's the one I said is so politically incorrect, but it's essentially it makes you very flexible. You've got to be flexible. You've got to be able to jump, and you go higher and higher. You start from the ankle level, and you go up to your neck level, and you're jumping in and out of the garters. And you're jumping onto the garters, in and the garter, out. I mean, if I did that today, I would not need to go to the gym. I'm curious if anyone else knows this Chinese garter game.
I don't know anything about that.
Yeah, I mean, it's right there with a hula hoop.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
I'm going way back. I'm going to when I was in my early teens.
Right.
And that was a whole lot of fun. Trampolines were big too. That was a big thing growing up.
Yeah, trampoline. Yeah,
those tiny trampolines where you could bounce like 8 inches.
No, the real big ones.
Oh, the ones without the guardrails and the springs you get your fingers caught in.
Yes.
You know, lately as my son's getting ready to get married and Ursula, he's going to start a family, I said, hey, listen, son. I mean, not yet, not officially. I said, listen, when you get ready to have kids, don't do what I did as a parent. I could not believe I had the big trampoline in the backyard, the one that you could go ring and you can go into the other neighbor's yards. I'm talking about that kind of deal. The fact that I used to let my kids do it and invite neighbor kids over, that is do you understand the kind of lawsuit you're looking to have? So I told my son, I said, look, they got these new ones now with the net and everything, and it doesn't
all of it.
Please,
but even that
trampoline is dangerous.
Yes, for sure. Okay, Chinese jump rope is what it's called here. So that's exactly what it is. That's exactly what I'm talking about.
Oh.
And do you know in my heyday, I was able to go all the way up to the neck. And you're like literally, you're kicking up and jumping in and out, and you'd figure it out. Yes, Chinese jump rope.
I want to tell you guys something that's an exercise that maybe when you see it and you look at it, that you probably don't pay attention to it. It was cool then. It's still cool now. A swing.
Oh, yes.
A swing.
Do you know someone told me she lost 40 pounds and she was telling me get in this swing and just go swinging back and forth because that's great exercise.
If you guys don't believe me, next time you see a swing, get in it and swing. Don't take my word for it. You go see it yourself. That swing is serious. Think about what you have to do.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
So
you gotta put your body and get going. Man, a swing. All right, what's some other cool stuff? I think, but I just
Beanie Babies, Doc Martens. You remember the Koosh balls? We're going for do you remember Blockbuster videos going on a Friday night?
Yeah.
The Friday night rentals.
The best.
What were those things on girls' ankles that they were on their ankles, but they weren't quite
Bop-its.
socks?
Like
little scrunchies on their ankles?
I know what you're talking about.
I need a favor. Hey, wait. G don't ask for too many favors. Since we're talking about cool things back in the day, I'm going to see who will be the first one to text in. Let's see how many of you guys text in. Watch this. You ready? Here we go. This was cool back in the day. Text in your glamour shot photo. If you got a glamour shot photo, send it in. If you got that picture with that big hair, send it in.
With the glossy effects.
Because let me tell y'all something.
Then big old shoulder pads and the suits.
Hey, young folks, back in the day, ask your mama and grandmama if they had a glamour shot.
Yeah, the glamour shot.
Come on with the glamour shot.
Y'all remember this? Barbizon.
Yeah. Oh, God, you know how many times I was asked to do Barbizon? You could be a model. Let's put it on our Gee and Ursula Show Facebook page.
Yes, we will
glamour
put it.
shots.
Yes. No.
We want your glamour shots.
Go to Facebook, Chef, and let's talk about glamour shots, and let's have folks send their glamour shots. Watch this. This is going to be crazy. Hey, but text them in, too. All right, scenarios next. Gee and Ursula.
The Jake and Spike Show.
I looked something up the other day. I didn't even look it up. I said it in a room in my house.
Weekdays noon to 3.
And I have a smart device. And then for 3 days, everywhere, my phone, my computer at work, I see ads for that thing that I was mentioning. It was very specific.
Yeah.
That's a weird thing.
That's technology and AI being used to expand the reach of technology into every aspect of our lives. Everything.
Watch the Jake and Spike Show live or later on the KIRO Newsradio YouTube channel.
It's your dog, G. Scott here. So let's talk for a sec. Summer is supposed to be about sunshine and kids having fun, but when the kids are home all day, that grocery bill is real. That's why I want you to know about Sunbucks and why our friends at Safeway are helping get the word out. If your family qualifies, you could receive $120 per child to spend on groceries this summer. Food in your cart and a little less pressure on your budget. And let me be clear about this. There's no catch and there's no judgment. This program is simply about making sure that kids have enough to eat when school is out. Here's the important part. Many families are enrolled automatically, and a car may already be headed your way. But some families do need to apply, depending on income and where you live. So take a couple of minutes and check. Visit freesummermeals.org. That's freesummermeals.org. Safeway, looking out for your family this summer.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting truly great candidates for your roles? It seems impossible to find them, but they have to be out there somewhere, right? Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go, and that place is ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter, you're missing out. So see what it's like when the impossible is easy. When you go to ZipRecruiter.com/radio right now to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
How would you like to invest in the Seattle real estate market, one of the hottest and most stable regions in the country, and achieve a great rate of return on your investment without the effort of sourcing a deal, the expense and time of building permits, or all the hassles that come with being a landlord? Hi, I'm Scott Rurecka, CEO of Legacy Group Capital in Bellevue. Legacy Group Capital develops local real estate, lends money, and shares the profits with our investors. Diversify with Legacy Group Capital. Invest into our Northwest Fund, which is currently delivering 9% on a fixed rate term. It's our flagship fund for 19 years with 0 investor losses. And yes, we do accept IRAs. Find out why 1,300 local investors have invested over $350 million.
Invest in the stability and ease of Legacy Group Capital's Northwest Fund. Legacy Group Capital at LegacyG.com. This is not investment advice. Investments available to accredited investors only. Details at LegacyG.com.
Guys, your testosterone level impacts your energy, drive, weight, hair loss, and even ED. Revive Men's Health Seattle will check your T level for free. For your free T level check, exam, and consultation, call 206-529-1111 or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Missing teeth? You may qualify for full mouth implants at a reduced cost using your medical insurance. Call South Seattle Smiles today at 206-241-5533 to see if you're a candidate. Your new smile starts now. SouthSeattleSmiles.com.
This is the story of the one. As a procurement manager for a hospital system, she keeps every facility in her network stocked and ready. That's why she counts on Grainger to be her single source for thousands of products, from disinfectants to lighting, air filters, and more. And with fast, dependable delivery, Grainger helps her keep every facility stocked, safe, and running smoothly. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to Markdowns for Miles at AutoZone.
Thanks. Is oil marked down?
Save up to $15 when you buy 5 quarts and a filter.
And fuel treatment?
2 for $9 on Lucas.
Brake pads?
Marked down to free.
Free?
Get free Duralast brake pads when you buy 2 Duralast rotors.
That's several markdowns.
For many more miles.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
This May, stock up on beautiful annual plants from Sky Nursery, especially if Mom likes flowers. A hanging basket for a shady spot, a patch of Kiss Me Over the Garden Gate, or straw flowers to keep in a year-round dried bouquet. Sky Nursery, the gardener's garden store. SkyNursery.com.
Held over due to popular demand, this is your opportunity to save up to 40 to 80% on a hot tub or swim spa. This weekend only, Friday through Sunday, Washington State Fairgrounds Event Center. Be advised, this is your opportunity to save up to 40 to 80% on a hot tub or swim spa. This weekend only, Friday through Sunday, Washington State Fairgrounds Event Center. 18-month interest-free financing. Our factories have demanded we sell 1,000 hot tubs and swim spas this weekend. Washington State Fairgrounds Event Center. Huge factory incentives, factory rebates, this weekend only. Washington State Fairgrounds Event Center. We can remove your old hot tub. Free delivery of your new hot tub. Deep, deep discounts. Washington State Fairgrounds Event Center. Free delivery of your new hot tub. Just relax and enjoy. Washington State Fairgrounds Event Center. Friday, 2 p.m. to 8 p.m. Saturday, 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. Sunday, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Free admission. Free delivery. Washington State Fairgrounds Event Center. Call 833-SPA-SALE or visit hottubandSwimSpaSale.com.
It is the Gee and Ursula Show. Good morning to you.
My goodness.
I got to tell you. Let me tell you why I love y'all so much. I asked for a favor, and y'all coming through.
Yes.
I got Sharon, the Scrabble Savant. I got Tamar in Tacoma, Gigi from Edmonds. I mean, so many of y'all are coming through. It's great. Jenna from the 253.
Send them in. Keep sending it. These are making me so happy.
We've got a Glamour Shot Festival going on right now.
This is y'all got that. Y'all got that big hair.
Yes.
And it just come. Oh Lord. Ernie and Kent just sent us his picture. He had a Barbizon headshot from 1996, and I guess he used to work there for a year. Ernie.
I'm going to post these on our page here in a minute.
I got to tell you.
We're gonna be posting this.
He still look good.
Yes, he does.
Yeah.
He actually absolutely does. Okay, just so
This
you
is
know,
awesome.
we are going to, Chef is compiling them right now, and we're going to post them because this is going to bring us so much joy.
Yeah.
Send us your glam shots.
Yeah. And by the way, Nick, somebody texted in and said, these are the original filters.
Yeah, I saw that.
You know what I mean?
Before there were iPhones, there were the Glamour Shots.
Yeah.
So true.
Hey, but y'all look great. All right.
Yes.
Scenarios.
Here we go, yo. Here we go, yo. So what's the scenario?
I've been married for 12 years. My wife tells me that she's going to dinner with her girls on Friday night. I say, cool, have fun. She comes home, tells me all about it. Who said what, who's going through what, the whole download. Maybe you all have been a part of that before. Now, 3 weeks later, my boys hit me up about going to dinner on Friday. I mentioned it to her casually on Monday morning. By Thursday night, she's asking what time I'll be home. Who's going to be there? Huh? I'm confused. Now, most would say it's a bit of jealousy. I don't know, but this seems like a weird pattern. When she goes out, it's like, hey, go have fun. But when I go out, it seems like this real hassle, this uncomfortable energy that ends up happening. So, I want to ask, and by the way, if you're thinking, no, I've done nothing wrong, but is she wrong for asking the way that she's asking? Or am I wrong for noticing that there is a difference when who goes out to dinner? 888-973-5476 is the Muckshoot Casino Resort text line. Ursula, you have to bet first.
You're not wrong for noticing. What you need to do is ask about it and just have that direct conversation with, I've noticed. Did you say they were married?
Yeah, for 12 years.
So for 12 years, they've been married, and it's okay when she goes out, but she's suspicious when he goes out.
Mm-hmm.
So, and you said there's nothing that I've done that would make her, I haven't cheated, it sounds like, but for some reason, she has this nagging feeling like she needs to, and maybe she's not aware of it. So bring it up. Have that conversation. I mean, you guys have been married for 12 years.
Yeah.
Have the conversation. Maybe there is a reason she's more concerned. Maybe there's a reason you're not concerned.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, as long as it's healthy, it's not bad that someone wants to know, hey, who's going to be there?
Yeah.
If it's an unhealthy level of jealousy, then there's problems within your marriage or your relationship.
Yeah. I'm not saying it's easy, but I'll say start here because sometimes we get in relationships and we don't resolve issues from our past relationships. So some of the feelings and the questioning might not even have anything to do with you.
Correct.
It might have something to do with the last person that was in office. So when that happens, make sure you know about that. The next thing is man, at some point ask, hey, did you, when you went through all that, did you ever get, no, don't ask if she ever had therapy, but it's a good, legit question to ask because sometimes we don't get that therapy and close that door, but just how that happens. Now, the next thing, look, you guys been married for 12 years. Hey, this is nothing to try to throw your relationship away about. Hey, just talk about it and just talk about the fact that, hey, you know what? When you get ready to go out, I celebrate it. I think it's awesome. We'll have a good time. When I go out, it feels like there's a different energy.
I think you need to discuss what your ground rules are and your expectations are for your relationship because it doesn't sound like that's happened. The biggest problem you get into is when you have these things where it's like, oh, I'm going, the wife's like, oh, I'm going out with my coworker Brian or whatever, and the husband's like, wait, who's Brian? Because you've never discussed like, hey, what are appropriate relationships for me to pursue? Outside of our marriage, is it okay to establish opposite sex relationships? What sort of social dynamics are acceptable? Just have that conversation about what's okay, what situations are okay for you to be in, and I think it'll clarify a lot.
I think so too. Mike in Portland says, don't assume that she's suspicious. Maybe she's just curious and interested in what's going on in his life. I'd be worried if she just ignored the whole thing and didn't ask any questions. And that was my point. It's like a healthy amount of curiosity means she still cares and she's interested. If it becomes unhealthy, it's like, where are you going to be? Who are you going to be? What are you, and with a level of suspicion and lack of trust, that's an issue.
Sweeping statement coming up. Sweeping statement. Women are way more curious than men. Just keep that simple. That's just it. Men, we're just like, oh, okay, have fun. Now, sometimes, not all men, because sometimes there's some jealousy stuff and some insecurities that go on. But for the most part, most women, when I say curious, they will ask more questions in general. They just do. Yeah. Women need more information. Oh, my goodness. Yes. Nick, I'm sorry. Nick.
Oh, well, let's avoid this double standard that seems to be surfacing with these two, because when it comes to the fellas wanting to go out and have themselves a good time as friends, because that's what I'm hearing that they're doing, because they're just doing the same thing, going out with each other and enjoying each other's company. Sure, she can ask when and what, but anything after that I think is a bit much to me, because after all, he let the ladies go out and have their fun without suspicion, and everything went fine for them, what it seems like. I think being curious is one thing, but starting to become invasive with a lack of trusting them can, I think, start to become obvious if a little too much is asked from her.
Yeah. Not bad, Nick. I seriously let time get away from me right now.
No worries. We're good.
All right. Hey, oh my goodness. Coming up next, all of these glamour shots are coming in. Thank you. We'll keep sending them. Also, we talked about things that were trendy back in the day, and maybe want to talk about them if they're cool now or maybe they're cringe now. But we got a lot of you all's text messages, and so we'll dig into those. Better than talking about taxes. Do that next. Gee Ursula.
Olympic Hot Tub has more ways than ever to achieve total wellness at home. Immerse yourself in a saltwater hot spring spa and let jets melt stress away. Enjoy a refreshing swim in an endless pool swim spa. Retreat to healing warmth and detox in a Tilo sauna. Then awaken mind and body with a cold plunge. You'll be saying, in no time. Your path to wellness starts today at Olympic Hot Tub. Current specials with exciting savings at OlympicHotTub.com. Better you, better life.
Grainger offers the professional-grade products you need, delivered when and where you need them. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger.
How would you like to finally lose all those unwanted pounds quickly without spending thousands on painful injections or prescriptions? Hi, it's Donna Simpson, health and wellness expert. You probably know someone that is using Ozempic, the hottest diet craze in the country. Everyone knows about this prescription injection. Celebs use it to look their best. The problem is most of us can't afford Ozempic, and these injections can be so uncomfortable. Now you can lose the weight just as easily, but with no needles, no expensive prices, no side effects, and no worries. You need to try Lozempic, a new miracle weight loss breakthrough that performs so well it's been called nature's Ozempic. Lozempic is an easy-to-take diet pill now available without a prescription, being used by thousands to get rid of those unwanted pounds. So call now and find out how to get a free bottle.
To find out how to get your free bottle of Lozempic, call 800-605-5724, 800-605-5724. Free bottles are limited, so call 800-605-5724. That's 800-605-5724.
Your medication for enlarged prostate is working. That's what you tell yourself. You're up 3 times a night instead of 5. The urgency is manageable. The stream's not great, but it's fine. That's the problem. Fine. Enlarged prostate, or BPH, doesn't pause because the medication takes the edge off. The prostate keeps growing. The bladder keeps working harder. And over time, those changes can be harder to reverse. But surgery? Not for you, right? Aquablation is not the surgery you're picturing. It's the only ultrasound-guided, robotic-assisted therapy for enlarged prostate. Don't wait until things become unbearable. Find an Aquablation urologist near you. Call Aquablation Seattle at 206-666-2466. 206-666-2466. That's 206-666-2466. All surgical treatments carry risks and results may vary. Side effects may include urinary symptoms, mild pain, ejaculatory dysfunction, or infection. In rare cases, complications to the urethra and rectum may occur. Aquablation therapy may not be right for everyone. Talk to your urologist to learn more. Visit aquablationseattle.com.
Hey, it's Jason Rance. I'm here with our local tax expert and advocate, Greg Nunn from None Better Tax Resolution. One thing the IRS has been working on is to modernize their infrastructure, the software that they use. And you know, we look at that and say that's great for government efficiency, but in this case, that kind of efficiency means they're spotting people way faster.
They're able to do that, and they have to do that because they have fewer personnel. But look at your own work environment, how technology is replacing people, and you can get as much work done or more with the proper technology, and that's what the IRS's goal is that we need to use technology, especially AI, to make determinations on, okay, who should we go after? Who are we missing?
If you're having trouble with the IRS, then call Greg Nunn. None Better Tax Resolution. From stress to success with IRS Solutions. 425-947-1967. Or Google NUNN. None Better Tax Resolution.
KIRO-FM and HD1, Tacoma, Seattle. This is CBS News on the Hour, your home for original reporting.
I'm Jennifer Kuiper. Prosecutors say they plan to retry Alec Murdaugh in the deaths of his wife and son after the South Carolina Supreme Court overturns his convictions. More from Loyola Law School professor Lori Levinson.
In this case, where it appears that the clerk of the court, Rebecca Hill, was making comments to the jurors and trying to sway their verdict, that is the type of thing that leads to a constitutional violation, a violation of the Sixth Amendment right to a fair and impartial jury, and therefore leads to a reversal of the conviction.
Murdaugh will remain in prison. Americans are still under observation in medical facilities in connection with the cruise ship hantavirus outbreak, including 16 in Nebraska, where CBS's Ian Lee is.
The doctors here are very confident that they will be able to monitor this situation. Right now, they say it's up to the CDC to determine when these people can actually go home. That decision hasn't been made.
Another attempt to rein in President Trump's war powers falls short.
The Senate rejected another effort to limit President Trump's military authority in Iran.
By this vote, the yeas are 49, the nays are 50. Therefore, the motion is not agreed to.
The war powers resolution failed largely along party lines, though one Republican joined Democrats in support. It marks the 7th failed attempt to require congressional approval for further military action against Iran as tensions in the region continue. Stacey Lynn, CBS News, Washington.
President Trump announced plans to turn the U.S. military base in Guantanamo Bay, Cuba, into a massive detention center that was supposed to hold as many as 30,000 people facing deportation. But as CBS's Camila Montoya Galvez reports, a CBS News review of internal government documents shows there are only 6 immigration detainees being held there.
Over the past year, since the operation started in February of 2025, fewer than 900 immigration detainees have been transferred to the military installation at Guantanamo Bay to be detained there. Nowhere near that 30,000 number that President Trump talked about.
President Trump is in Beijing for a high-stakes summit with his Chinese counterpart Xi Jinping. CBS's Aaron Navarro reports.
Obviously, the war with Iran hangs over all of this, potentially getting China to play a role there in pressuring their ally to come to some sort of agreement with the U.S., though President Trump has oscillated between pushing China, nudging them to do more, and saying before he left for China that essentially the U.S. has it handled. He doesn't need to rely on President Xi Jinping when it comes to Iran.
Stocks are mixed on Wall Street. This is CBS News.
What is going on?
What's going on here? How is this possible? Great storytelling starts here.
Oh, come on.
Why? It's time for 60 Minutes.
We're learning new details about the American who tested positive for hantavirus, but first, let's get a check on the roads. Federal Way to Seattle is just under an hour right now. Linwood to Bellevue, about 32 minutes. Linwood to Seattle, about 45 minutes. This traffic report is brought to you by D.R. Horton. Looking for the best deal on a new home? Discover the D.R. Horton Home of the Week. Visit drhorton.com and schedule a tour today. D.R. Horton, America's builder and equal housing opportunity builder.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
We're learning new details about the American who tested positive for hantavirus after traveling aboard that international cruise ship. 18 Americans are under observation in medical facilities, including 16 in Nebraska. CBS's Ian Lee is there.
All the people quarantined here in Nebraska show no symptoms and are in good spirits, according to hospital officials. That includes the one person in the biocontainment unit who previously tested positive for the virus.
Now, here in Washington, 3 King County residents may have been exposed to the virus. County Health Officer Dr. Sandra Valenciano says so far 2 of the 3 patients are asymptomatic and are at home.
This is a deadly virus, so I can certainly understand why it may be a fear-inducing situation.
But she says the risk to the public is low and there are no confirmed cases in King County. The 3rd King County resident was a passenger on the cruise ship. That person is showing no symptoms and is in quarantine in Nebraska. Meanwhile, a Seattle mother is pleading for help after her son was brutally attacked with a hammer downtown. CBS's, KIRO 7 TV's Jack Bilyeu reports.
George Miller's mother, Lisa Driscoll, says she's an addiction counselor and started a nonprofit out of Everett called Lighted Pathways.
I tell them every single day, I believe in you, you can do this.
It offers addiction recovery housing, and she started it with her son in mind.
My hope and prayer is that Georgie will recover from his injuries and that he can come here and that he can be a part of this as well.
Before he can go there, he must be released from the hospital, and Driscoll says doctors still aren't sure whether he'll wake up.
A serious hit-and-run crash on southbound I-405 in Renton is being investigated as vehicular assault. Washington State Trooper Rick Johnson says a motorcycle and a car collided just after 5 this morning near Sunset Boulevard.
The rider of the motorcycle had some serious injuries. I haven't heard anything life-threatening at this point.
The 44-year-old motorcyclist was taken to Harborview. The driver of the car took off. Investigators are still working to identify the vehicle. And now for your KIRO News radio weather. We've got clouds today. Highs will be in the low 60s. Right now, it's about 52 in downtown Seattle. I'm Katrina Gashard, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with a KIRO Newsradio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
This is the Gee and Ursula Show with G. Scott and Ursula Reutin.
It's 11 o'clock here on the Gee and Ursula Show, and I can't wait to talk about it, the things we're going to talk about in this hour. What's for lunch? Text in and tell me that so I can get some ideas. I just want to know. I'm just curious. What's going to be on your lunch?
Every hour when you open, it's just something random. Whatever is randomly popping around. Like now it's what's for lunch.
I before I turned the microphone on, I looked at the time and I noticed it was 11 o'clock. And I was like, wow, it's gone fast. And then I was just saying to myself, have you guys ever mastered the art of your workday? And I'm going to tell you, right now, I got a real sweet spot on how I manage and work out my workday.
I love that.
And it is absolutely perfect. So it's 11 o'clock. And I am random right now.
Yes.
What is for lunch? Let me know.
Okay, text us.
All
Multitude Casino Resort text line 888-973-5476 888-973 KIRO. I want to shout out James 613. He's just texted in and said, I listen to you all every day up in Canada, Vancouver Island. He's listening to us from Victoria.
Well, let me tell James
Thank you, James.
I'm looking at this picture, James. And James, I know which one is you, bruh. I see you right there. and I'm just going to tell you right now, man, your daddy's so clean. Your daddy is so clean, and your mama clean. The whole family. This is a fit right here. That right there.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, I know clothes. I know wardrobe. That is a fit.
The only person right now who can see that is you, but we're going to be posting these pictures on our Gee and Ursula Show Facebook
mama
page.
Clean. The way she wearing that velour top right there, the way with the scarf coming down.
We were just reminiscing the things that we used to do or that were big in our day when we were younger.
Yeah.
And G brought up glamour shots, and everyone's sending in their glamour shots right now.
Yeah.
So if you're just joining us, do that too. You can do it by texting us 888-973-5476 or. Chef, do we have it yet on Facebook?
It'll
or we're
be
just
up here in
starting?
about 5
give
minutes.
us about 5 or 10 minutes, and we'll have that on Facebook as well. We need to see your smiling faces because we are choosing joy.
This Armin.
Top stories at 11.
On the Gee and Ursula Show.
What's that?
This Armin Gen Z kid right here. He's having overnight oats. That's some Gen Z stuff right there. The overnight oats.
Oh. Okay,
healthy guy.
So that was the dessert.
Okay.
We're going to go back to the steak and the potatoes of the show.
Okay.
Because we need to talk about something very serious, something that awful actually happened in downtown Seattle. There's been another brutal random attack. Now, last week, you might recall, there were 2 guys who were arrested after a vicious attack left a 77-year-old with broken bones and cuts on his face. And now police say a 66-year-old picnicking with his family was attacked. And our reporter Luke Ducey's been looking into this, and he joins us live now.
Yeah, 2 attacks in about 2 weeks in downtown Seattle. This latest one happened near Pier 52 on Alaskan Way on Saturday. So down near the ferry terminal. So police say this 66-year-old victim and his family were walking around Saturday afternoon looking for a spot to have a picnic. It was a nice day. It was good weather. It was a good weekend.
Remember?
Yeah, out of nowhere, witnesses told police this 30-year-old suspect in this case, Nicholas Evans is the name, snuck up to the victim from behind, hit him and knocked him to the ground. A witness called 911 and followed the suspect.
Wow.
Yeah. So from where it happened over to First Avenue, which is a little bit away from the waterfront, about a block or so, and then walked up north several blocks to Seneca Street, and that's where it stayed on the phone the whole time, apparently. And then that's where police connected, with him and the person. There he is, and they arrested the suspect right there. Another person who saw the attacks told the Jason Rantz Show on Seattle Red 770, the suspect looked drugged, looked deranged. He had apparently been doing martial arts moves, toward other people on the waterfront, kind of in a threatening manner, according to the police reports. But like you mentioned, this attack comes just, a week after that separate assault in downtown Seattle at 3rd and Pike, where that 77-year-old man, and you've seen the video of this, no doubt, if you're listening, and you've talked about it on this show, was seriously beaten. He had a broken arm, a broken knee, and a large cut to his forehead. Those 2 people were arrested in that case. As far as this case over the weekend, though, a 66-year-old victim had some scratches and some neck pain from falling to the ground, but will be okay. But everyone thinking about that attack from a week ago, and then this happened, and that's why these witnesses kind of jumped in and said, and they called police.
Well, first of all, kudos to those witnesses who could have just kept on going or saying, hey, this is, call 911, but they actually safely were able to track the suspect down and help police.
Yeah, and bring police in. Okay, now I'm here. Okay, now we're here. Now we're here. And they got to that point and said, there's the guy, and police arrested him.
Thank you, Luke, for the information. Now, Gee, these kind of things are, you could get the statistics that show violent crimes are down, violent crimes in Seattle are down, or there are, more arrests. But it's these kinds of stories that make you worry about the actual safety when they're just random. Like someone trying to have a picnic with his family and he gets attacked. And there's a part of me that says, well, we live in a big city and this is the kind of thing that happens in a big city. But, you know, the eyewitness accounts of this person acting really erratic and, I mean, just your thoughts.
It makes me angry. My whole life, I'm always going to stick up and stand up for people that get punched down on. And we have become a society, whether it is physically or verbally, where we just kick down on people. And for someone to attack a 66-year-old, or a couple weeks ago or a week ago, a 77-year-old, is awful. But I tell you what we need to do more of, and this is what I would like to see. What happens is we keep talking about the attacks, which is awful when it happens. And yes, statistically, the numbers do say things are down. But I think for people like me, let me speak for myself. I think what I want to see, when I hear about someone attacking a 66-year-old or a 77-year-old, I don't know what the stipulations are and what the sentencing is going to be. But I really want to hear what will satisfy me. I'm not speaking for all of you. What will satisfy me is if I know that person that attacked that 66-year-old or 77-year-old, like they get like 20 plus years in prison. I'm being serious.
Yeah, not. Oh, well, you know, he's got an addiction problem and XYZ, and we're gonna do the diversion program. No, this was a serious attack.
A serious attack. So, and not only is it a physical attack, think about the attack that it does for the family that sees it, or think about the stranger that sees it and what type of an impact that it has on them. So what would make me feel better, and I know that sounds harsh to say that, but I'm just telling y'all the truth. It would make me feel better to know that some of these stories get followed up with, oh, yeah, guys, remember that person that attacked the 66-year-old? Yeah, come to find out, he got 22 years in prison.
Yeah, especially since probably, and we don't know that to be the case, but more often than not, these are people who've been cycling in and out and get released again, and then there's another attack. And you should be able to go to downtown Seattle and not have to worry about being randomly attacked. And so we are going to have Seattle's police chief on tomorrow. If you guys have questions for Chief Barnes, make sure that you send them to us on our text line, Muckleshoot Casino Resort text line, before tomorrow, because we will have the chief on here on the Gee and Ursula Show.
Now, I will say this, and this is for law enforcement, and this is for decision makers. When people have this feeling, like, so let's say someone sees a 66-year-old attack. And in this case, like Luke said, Ursula, they went to follow this person, and then they had, the cameras, the videos, and hey, come get this person that did this. Well, what happens when they do this in front of the wrong person? Somebody who is just fed up, right? They're fed up with it, and then they take lives in their own hands.
Yeah, that's not good.
And that's what I'm saying. But people have that feeling sometimes when they see that, right? And they get triggered when you see someone, like there's some of us out here, like for real, to attack someone that's older, like that can trigger real anger, and you really want to do something wrong. You know what I mean? So I just want to
so we will have the chief on tomorrow. Let's talk. We talked about inflation earlier in the show, and I want to bring it up again because the new inflation numbers are in for the country, and especially in our region, it's not very pleasant. And we talked about how nationwide inflation is at 3.8%, while the Seattle area is at 4.9%. And cost of living, and I want to just hear from all of you listening right now, how top of mind is it for you right now, and how much is Seattle like Portland? And the reason we're bringing up Portland is because Portland voters are sending a fascinating message right now, because like us, for so many years, the conversation over there in Oregon was dominated by homelessness, crime, open drug use, and public safety. But according to a brand new Oregon Live poll, the fastest growing concerns right now are taxes, cost of living, and whether people can actually afford to stay in this region. So I would love to do a little experiment amongst the Gee and Ursula Show listeners. Does that track with where you are right now?
Mm-hmm.
We talk about, on the show, we talk about homelessness quite a bit. I think it is still one of the biggest problems right now in our region. But on a personal level, are you more concerned about your own cost of living, taxes, and affordability? Where does that rank?
Well, I'll tell you this as far as where does it rank for me. It ranks for me very high because I understand that there are a lot of people that's struggling. And the reason specifically why it ranks high for me is because I don't see the fight in people for people that are struggling. But I do see the fight for the CEOs. I do see the fight for millionaires. I do see that fight. I get confused by it a lot of times. I get confused. And the reason why I am so sensitive to this topic is because I truly understand what it is like to be financially struggling, not just putting that. And I understand what it's like to see systemically how the system keeps people struggling. And it feels like as long as the system stays broken, a very small percentage in this country wins. And there are literally people that want the system to stay broken. And if the system were to fix, they believe that that would mess things up because we live in a society where we believe it's a zero-sum game. And when I say zero-sum game, that means this. If you help Ursula, that means you take away from G. So we can't have too much of the help for Ursula because that would really take it away from G. And G, the reason why you don't have enough is because there's been too much help for Ursula. They think it's a zero-sum game, and that's not the game.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I hear you.
Yeah.
I hear you. Question for you, because we often talk about bringing in an income tax and us being a very regressive tax state and how it's disproportionately affecting people on lower income levels. Do you support, I'm just going to ask you flat out because I think there might be some misconceptions about you in specific. Do you support an income tax without lowering other taxes? Like
No.
sales tax?
No.
Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah.
I support a straight income tax. And I want to, some people sometimes, so you guys can really understand me. Here you go. Let me tell you something. I used to get my taxes done at H&R Block, right? Mm-hmm. And so I would take my taxes. It was real simple. I hand them this stuff. Today, I don't get my taxes done by H&R Block. Mm-hmm. Today, I have a CPA, I have a bookkeeper, I have all this stuff.
Right.
I'm not a professional, but I see the professionals and how they work.
Oh, yeah.
And I see how, hey, G, you get this, you get this,
Yep.
you get this, you
Yeah.
get this.
So the more you pay, the less taxes you're going to have to pay because someone's going to find those loopholes and all those other things that you can take advantage of, right?
So what I'm learning is the more money that I make, the more loopholes that I see that get done on my taxes. Mm-hmm. And yes, let me raise my hand. Yes, the CPAs, and they make sure that I get those loopholes and I see the game for what it is. Mm-hmm. So it bothers me that most people who don't get a part to play that game get messed up on the other side of things.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but I want to, I guess, get rid of this misconception that you just want to be taxed to death and you want more taxes. No, you're just saying the income tax would be the game changer, but let's do away with some of these other ones that keep nailing us in lieu of a state income tax.
Hey, Ursula, I just want, and just so we know, G. Scott is not getting taxed to death in this state. Why? Because there's loopholes.
Working for you.
Because there's loopholes.
Yeah. Just so you know, I don't have anyone helping us take advantage of those loopholes, so I am getting taxed.
Oh, hey, G, you did this. Oh, that's a write-off. Hey, G, you did this. That's a write-off. This is a write-off.
I don't have that.
So when you get on this side of the track and you see how the game is being played,
LLCs
right?
sure help.
And you want to look and you want to tell everybody, hey, listen, this is how they play the game on this side of the track. The problem is usually people that are playing this game, and by the way, I'm one of them, that are making more money on this side of the track. You know what they usually do? They just shh. They don't say anything because they know that it still works for them.
Yeah.
All right. Sorry.
Oh, okay. We're going to choose joy here at the end because you know those trends that we loved growing up?
Yeah.
Derek in UP says, being a teen in the 80s and in my 20s and the 90s, being a quote-unquote player was something to brag about.
You know what?
He said, being a womanizer, to put it bluntly, but I have 3 sons, ages 16 to 22. Being like that seems to be way out of fashion right now. Thank you, Derek.
Who
You're
said that?
correct.
Who said that?
Derek.
Derek,
which is
that
a
was
good thing. But
that's
the
a great
90s were
text.
great times, not going to lie.
You know what? That is a great text, Derek. That's a great text. I feel embarrassed at the conversations I had centered around that, Ursula.
Okay, Tony and Buckley brings up, do you remember Swatch watches? They were the bomb back in the day.
Yeah, they were.
How about prank phone calls? Yeah, I'm guilty. I did a few of those.
Wait, are you serious?
Yeah. I know, right? Shocker.
Were you nervous? I bet you were so nervous.
I was nervous. But I was just up to no good. I also used to wander around. I mean, this is when my parents were kind of split. And I used to wander around at 13 and I would try to find places to smoke. Can you believe that one?
Really?
Yeah.
Did you actually smoke, though?
I didn't even know how to inhale.
Oh, yeah.
But I thought it was cool. Oh, yeah. Okay, Gee, your mind is somewhere else right now. I can tell.
It always is. it always is. But, you know, I think the part that probably upsets me the most when we talk about these things is I know how celebrated I would be if I turned this around and I said to people, hey, just work harder and be like me. And it feels like I'd be celebrated. And I just think that's an unfortunate way in our society. But thank you for asking me, Ursula.
Yeah, don't ever become that person. And I know you're not going to.
Yeah, but...
Yeah.
But we hear those people we literally hear those people every single day and they're celebrating.
You know what? I also know that there are many ways I could have made a lot more money than I did in my lifetime. And you know what? I chose the path that I did, and I'm happy I did. How's that?
Good stuff. There you go. Yes. Hey, coming up next here on the Gee Ursula Show, Agree to Disagree. This hour is brought to you by DUI Heroes.
The John Curley Show.
I have a 1941 Dodge at the front of the house. And
there's a nest in there.
Wasps. Big nest.
Weekdays 3 to 7.
I got 2 cans of wasp spray. I put them both on the seat, and I get a .22 rifle. Poof! Giant, cloud of fire and poison, which it did work. It seemed like something that Matt Damon, what's those movies he was in? Born Identity, a Born Identity thing.
Watch The John Curley Show live on YouTube.
Hey, it's G. Scott here. Let's talk real here for a second. This summer is supposed to be about sunshine and kids having fun. But when the kids are home all day, that grocery bill gets real. And guess what? School is getting ready to let out. That's why I want you to know about Sunbucks and why our friends at Safeway are helping you get the word out. If your family qualifies, you could receive $120 per child to spend on groceries this summer. That's food in your cart and a little less pressure on your budget. There's no catch. There's no judgment. This program is simply about making sure kids have enough to eat when school is out. Here's the important part. Many families are enrolled automatically, and a card may already be headed your way. But some families do need to apply depending on income and where you live. So take a couple minutes and check. Visit freesummermeals.org. That's freesummermeals.org. Safeway, looking out for your family this summer.
We meet by accident, fixing every last bit, Accurate Auto Body.
If you've been in an auto accident, you have the right to take your vehicle to any repair facility. Accurate Auto Body has been family owned and operated since 1994, and they work for you, not your insurance company. Your insurance company may not love them, but you will, because
We meet by accident, fixing every last bit, Accurate Auto Body.
Around here, we see a lot of people head out. No matter where they're going, we just help make sure they're ready before you hit the road. get a pre-trip safety check from Les Schwab Tires. It's free. Plus, this May, save up to $200 on select sets of 4 tires, including all-terrain, highway, all-season, and all-weather. So go ahead. Explore with confidence. Les Schwab Tires. We're here to help you take the long way. Limited time offer while supplies last. See leschwab.com/sale for details.
Wendy's new Biggie Deals lets you choose whatever you're in the mood for. It's like a music mixing board of deals, and you're the producer. Go with some chill folk music with a JBC in the $4 Biggie Bite snack. Try the drum and bass of deals with a double stack and a $6 Biggie bag. Or go full-on sandwich symphony with an $8 Biggie bundle, the grand finale of snacking. And the best part? They all come with napkins. $4, $6, and $8 Biggie Deals how you want them at Wendy's.
Price and participation may vary. Single items at regular price. Prices may be higher in Alaska, California, and Hawaii.
Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile with a message for everyone paying big wireless way too much. Please, for the love of everything good in this world, stop. With Mint, you can get premium wireless for just $15 a month. Of course, if you enjoy overpaying, no judgments, but that's weird. Okay, one judgment.
Visit mintmobile.com/radio.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan, equivalent to $15 per month required. Intro rate first 3 months only, then full price plan options available. Taxes and fees extra. See full terms at mintmobile.com.
I just can't dig it.
Dig what?
My water line.
Needs replacing?
And I don't want digging in my yard.
And maybe your driveway.
Can't dig it.
Don't dig it.
But how do you?
Apollo Plumbing replaces water lines without digging up your yard.
You're Dan.
From the Ready Right Now plumbers.
Apollo Plumbing.
Our trenchless technology replaces water and sewer lines.
Without digging up my yard?
2 little holes is all it takes.
Sounds better.
Faster, too.
And my yard?
Like we were never there.
Sounds spendy.
Not so much.
Oh?
In the end, about the same as that messy digging you don't want.
How do you figure?
Think about that landscaping you love.
Yeah?
Trenchless means you won't be paying to replace it.
Or my driveway.
We run everything underground.
Trenchless?
Do them all the time.
How about...
Easy payments?
Yeah.
With approved credit. Sure thing.
When can you get started?
We are the Ready Right Now plumbers.
Love that.
Apollo Plumbing, trenchless waterline replacement.
Sewer lines, too.
Can you dig that?
That I can.
ApolloPlumbing.com.
Hey, it's Shannon O'Kelly from IRG, and tonight at 6, we're hosting a free live webinar to talk all about stem cell therapy with Dr. Mark Wagner, MD.
I'm really looking forward to this live webinar to educate on how using your own stem cells can be an extremely successful method to help regenerate native tissue in rotator cuffs, meniscus tears, and reduce pain in osteoarthritic joints.
Which joints have you seen good success with?
Shoulders, elbows, hips, knees, even wrists and ankles. And in this live webinar, we'll tell you all about the procedure, how simple and safe it is using your own stem cells, and how we determine if you're a candidate.
Dr. Wagner has performed over 20,000 stem cell procedures. Are you in pain? Join us tonight at 6 and learn all about stem cell therapy with Dr. Mark Wagner, MD. Register for our free live webinar at irgpt.com/events. irgpt.com/events.
Our local tax expert and advocate Greg Nunn understands the pressure that comes from owing money to the IRS. Don't let that pressure build. Call Nunn Better Tax Resolution. From stress to success with IRS Solutions. Google NUNN. Nunn Better Tax Resolution.
Hi, I'm Erica, the annuals buyer here at Sky Nursery. This May, stock up on beautiful quality annual plants, especially if mom likes flowers. I'm adding a peachy orange begonia hanging basket for the shady side of my garden. I'm also excited for my patch of Kiss Me Over the Garden Gate to grow. And I've been planting dried flowers like strawflower and gomphrena, which you can keep as a bouquet year-round. So come on into Sky and see what you can grow. It's simpler than you think. Sky Nursery, the gardener's garden store. skynursery.com.
Olympic Hot Tub has terrific ways to achieve total wellness at home. Saltwater hot tubs, swim spas, saunas, and cold plunges, all waiting for you. See our current specials with exciting savings at olympichottub.com. Better you, better life.
KIRO Newsradio 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO Newsradio and mynorthwest.com.
Good morning. I'm Katrina Gashard. A 48-year-old woman who survived a terrifying Alaska Airlines flight is suing the carrier in King County.
The lawsuit, filed by aviation attorney Mark Lindquist, claims an Alaska flight crew knowingly flew Flight 700 from Seattle to Phoenix into severe turbulence in December 2024. The plane allegedly dropped about 200 feet, slamming passengers and flight attendants into the cabin ceiling, leaving several injured.
Alaska airline pilots received repeated warnings of severe turbulence and dangerous weather. They flew into it anyway.
Lindquist says the lawsuit seeks damages for physical injuries, medical bills, and emotional trauma. James Lynch, KIRO News Radio.
Washington Attorney General Nick Brown is suing Providence Health and Services for denying accommodations to pregnant and nursing employees. The lawsuit claims workers were routinely refused basic rights guaranteed under state law. Things like the ability to sit more often, limits on heavy lifting, schedule flexibility for prenatal visits, and private spaces to pump breast milk. Brown says Providence should know better, especially as a major healthcare system. KIRO News Radio has reached out to Providence for comment. Police are investigating a murder-suicide in Kent where they say a son killed his father. KIRO News Radio's Luke Ducey has more.
Police say a 48-year-old man shot and killed his 70-year-old father at their home, then took his own life. This happened along 31st Avenue South in Kent, about a football field away from I-5 North. Investigators say they got a call around 9:30 Tuesday night. It's not clear what led up to the shooting. Police say there's no threat to the neighborhood. Luke Ducey, KIRO News Radio.
3 King County residents are now being monitored for possible exposure to hantavirus linked to the international cruise ship. County Health Officer Dr. Sandra Valencio says 2 residents were seated near an ill passenger on the flight. Both are back home and are asymptomatic.
The individuals are currently feeling well and they are undergoing symptom monitoring, which includes daily temperature checks and regular communication with our public health team.
A 3rd resident who was on the cruise ship is being monitored at a national quarantine center in Nebraska. There are no hantavirus cases confirmed in King County, and officials say the risk to the public remains low. And now for your KIRO News Radio real-time traffic, we've got some brake lights on northbound I-5 getting through South Tacoma. Linwood to Seattle, just under an hour. Federal Way to Seattle, 55 minutes. Renton to Bellevue is about 40. The Valley Freeway is just under 45 minutes. This traffic report is brought to you by the KIRO News Radio Desk. And your weather for today, lots of clouds on the way. Highs will be in the low 60s. Right now, it's about 51 in downtown Seattle. I'm Katrina Gashard, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
It is 11:34. You're listening to the Gee and Ursula Show. Let's do Agree to Disagree, brought to you by Guardian Roofing and Gutters.
One of these days, we just got to take off the gloves. Just really go at it.
Does your cat need a therapist, or perhaps your puppy needs some Prozac? According to a study of dubious origin, I'll be honest, I ran across claim that 25% pet parents are using AI to diagnose their animals' mental health issues. A separate MetLife pet insurance survey found that 89% of pet parents believe their pets have experienced anxiety. 48% believe their pets have dealt with depression or persistent sadness. The list goes on. Ursula, are we taking the mental health issues of our animals seriously enough as a society?
Seriously enough?
Yeah.
I think just based on the figures that you just stated, I think we take them very seriously. I think that there are some who may be, and maybe you're saying this with a smile on your face, but I think that there are some who might be projecting a little bit onto their pets. But people have such high value for their pets, and I respect that you're concerned if they're going through something. I don't know. I mean, I'll just look at my own pet. If I look at Scooter, I mean, he's deaf now. He's 16. Some days he looks really sad. He still acts like a puppy on some days. On some days he don't. Is he anxious at times? Yes. Do I feel like I need to medicate him? No. But if your dog or your cat is constantly in pain or feeling, a certain way, or really reacting in a way that they're uncomfortable, I mean, if there can be something that'll help them, I'm not going to knock you for that. I know, Chef, looking at your face, you're trying to say like people are overboard, and maybe they are.
Well, I'm people, because look, if you're checking out, if AI, some help to see, hey, this is what's going on with my cat and everything. AI has the ability to scan way many more websites and or books and information to get some information to you. I mean, not everybody has the money to go to a vet. And you know what? Not to say that they know it all. I will say, Ursula, I like what you said, because Frankie and Vito, those cats right there, I think that they live a really, really good life.
And I would attest to that.
And I think they live a good life is because there is a lot of structure. And there used to be a time where I probably didn't pay enough attention to the animals because I was, moving and shaking and all that stuff. But I'll say this, and I know people don't like progress. Progressiveness is a nasty word in this country these days. I think that we are better about animals today than we used to in like the 80s. Because I remember watching animals chained up to trees with their water and their food just right next to them. And we don't see that anymore. And so what a beautiful thing is when you progress.
Yeah, when you know better, you do better.
You know the deal.
Yeah, I do. And now, do I think, I'm treading lightly here because I don't want to malign. I don't want to speak badly. I'm trying to be safe on the fact that, in my opinion, sometimes your vet will ask you or suggest things that may be over the top or because they know how much you love your pet. And if I can just give an example, Scooter has a heart murmur. Scooter, mind you, he's 16 years old, which for his breed, that's pretty high up there, right? And has relatively few problems. But the doctor, the vet, was asking if we wanted to have him medicated for his heart murmur, and there is a dog or cardiologist, a pet cardiologist that comes in certain times, blah blah blah, and we could set him up with that. And I told my husband, I was like, you know what, no, and because we could go down that whole path and try to make sure that. The heart murmur, blah, blah, blah. He's 16 years old. And I'm thinking, you know what? I'm okay. I'm not to medicate the dog. He's doing fine. He doesn't look like he's in pain. I'm not going to overdo it at this point.
Yeah, I completely agree. Like our dog Valentine, she's almost 16. So, we have some very aged animals in the dog world. And Gee, I got to disagree with you. I think animals had it way better back in the day. And I'm going to go way back to when my mom was growing up and there was no such thing as leashes, right? Or collars for animals. They used to run around. The function, I think, of most animals' anxiety and or depression is the fact that they were really not supposed to be animals that stay indoors all days. I think about my own dog. I feel really bad for her because she has to stay in the laundry room because she has accidents everywhere at her age. No. And so she goes out on walks, probably 6, 7, 8 times a day. But she doesn't get the level of interaction. But then she has and the same thing with the cats, right? Cats are predators. They're used to chasing prey and stuff. And the amount of stimulation our animals get inside a typical home is relatively low. And so I think medicating your animals is more of a placebo for the pet parent than it is to help the animal.
Hey, question.
And I speak from... I'm saying I'm not doing the greatest.
Yeah, just a question. Today, when it's time to put a dog down, how do they go about that? And how did they used to put dogs down back in the 80s?
I don't know, actually.
Oh, okay, I'll tell you.
What happened in the 80s?
A lot of folks didn't take them to the vet to go put them down. I'm going to tell you right now, they used to do some little rough things back in the day, what they did to dogs back then. I can assure you how animals are treated are way better today than of yesterday.
I remember laughing at Colleen O'Brien years ago when she said her cat was on anxiety medications. And I was like, that's ridiculous. Why would you ever put a cat on anxiety medications? And then I actually thought about it more over the years.
Yeah,
that actually kind of makes sense.
Yeah, and some are really, truly...
And they're bouncing off the walls. They have all,
exactly. And maybe doing things that they don't mean to harm the loved ones in the family, but they do out of their anxiety. So,
is there anything left to poke fun at anymore? In this age of sensitivity, are we allowed to have a chuckle at anyone's expense?
Yeah. How about earmuffs? Christina Wallingford wants to know. Pets with earmuffs.
I will say this. I remember that I used to make fun. And by the way, talk about progressing and getting better. I used to make fun of people, Ursula, that were like, oh, my animal passed away this week. And I'm like, really? You need a week off for that? I apologize. I get it now. Because I'm telling you right now, my cat Vito, that dude has been with me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's family.
That's fair. Like, Vito's life has literally changed. So is mine.
Yeah.
Both are. I know Vito be looking at me like, hey, Dad, life is way better today. You know what I'm saying?
Moving on up.
I didn't used to get all this. You mean treats? I mean, you mean to tell me this lady here, Lillian, gives me all the different fresh water? I get fresh spring water all the time?
Yes.
Back in the day, you used to let that
Spring
water
water?
just be still all the time. You know what I mean? Be still water. I used to look at it as it's all thick and stuff.
Hey.
All right, code up next. Text messages, feedback, and then we'll have Words to Live By. Gee Ursula.
KIRO News Radio, the first place you turn for the news you trust.
Renton police investigating a shooting that happened just after midnight.
Engaging conversation.
It's just indefensible. The mayor's communications team should be better.
Traffic.
A full closure now, southbound 509 at Alexander Avenue.
And your Super Bowl champion Seahawks.
Touchdown, Seahawks!
Streaming everywhere on the KIRO Newsradio app. Always here, always with you. KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM.
Nobody should drink or drive. It's absolutely dangerous. But DUI heroes right now, they care for their clients as people, individuals who have just made a mistake. DUI heroes will not treat you like a criminal. Their clients will be heard and understood. They will be valued and they will be seen. So if you or your loved one has been pulled over, arrested for DUI, DUI Heroes, your DUI defense specialist, DUIHeroes.com.
How would you like to invest in the Seattle real estate market, one of the hottest and most stable regions in the country, and achieve a great rate of return on your investment without the effort of sourcing a deal, the expense and time of building permits, or all the hassles that come with being a landlord? Hi, I'm Scott Reutin, CEO of Legacy Group Capital in Bellevue. Legacy Group Capital develops local real estate, lends money, and shares the profits with our investors. Diversify with Legacy Group Capital. Invest into our Northwest Fund, which is currently delivering 9% on a fixed rate term. It's our flagship fund for 19 years with zero investor losses. And yes, we do accept IRAs. Find out why 1,300 local investors have invested over $350 million.
Invest in the stability and ease of Legacy Group Capital's Northwest Fund. Legacy Group Capital at LegacyG.com. This is not investment advice. Investments available to accredited investors only. Details at LegacyG.com.
Nick, you know what's a great thing about going to Longevity Medical Clinic as a couple?
Oh, I absolutely do. When they tell you to do something, you actually do it.
Right. And the same thing with you. When they tell you to do it, because for some reason, when I tell you to do it, you're like, whoa.
I just walk away and roll my eyes.
Exactly. But the great thing about Longevity Medical Clinic, the doctors there know, because we do the blood draw and they look and they can see, they know, they hold us accountable.
Yeah, when I'm under pressure and I know I'm coming in, I know I have to work the program.
Right. Plus, we also want to hold each other accountable for how we take care of ourselves because, you know, we want to have a long, healthy, happy life.
I know. I want every day to torture you as long as I possibly can.
Well, I look forward to it. Here's the great thing about Longevity Medical Clinic. They're working with you. They're holding you accountable because they want you to have a long, healthy, happy life. I was a patient at Longevity long before I started doing these commercials. So get your free health analysis. Go to lmclinic.com. That's lmclinic.com.
The Camping World Ultimate RV Show is coming to Angel of the Winds RV Resort in Seattle. Parking and admission are free. Join us May 14th to the 17th to shop special show pricing on over 200 fully staged new and used RVs. Get an exclusive first look at new models. Check out the latest gear and accessories. Bring the family to enjoy our Kids Zone and enter to win a new RV. Don't miss the Ultimate RV Show in Seattle, May 14th to the 17th. We'll see you there.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance tech at a university, he knows ordering from multiple suppliers takes time away from keeping their arena up and running. That's why he counts on Grainger to get everything he needs, from lighting and HVAC parts to plumbing supplies, all in one place. And with fast, dependable delivery, he's stocked and ready for the next tip-off. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
You could sleep through the night without thinking twice. You could take a seat in the middle of the theater. You could drive without worry of where the next restroom is. You used to say yes, and somewhere along the way, you stopped. Not because of one big moment, because of 100 small ones. A little more urgency, one more trip to the bathroom at 2 a.m., one more mental note about where the restroom is. It happened slowly enough that it just became you. But it's not you. It's enlarged prostate, and there's a treatment called aquablation therapy, the only ultrasound-guided robotic-assisted therapy for enlarged prostate. Find an aquablation therapist near you. Call Aquablation Seattle at 206-666-2466. 206-666-2466. That's 206-666-2466. All surgical treatments carry risks, and results may vary. Side effects may include urinary symptoms, mild pain, ejaculatory dysfunction, or infection. In rare cases, complications to the urethra and rectum may occur. Aquablation therapy may not be right for everyone. Talk to your urologist to learn more. Visit aquablationseattle.com.
Held over due to popular demand. This is your opportunity to save up to 40 to 80% on a hot tub or swim spa. This weekend only, Friday through Sunday, Washington State Fairgrounds Event Center. Be advised, this is your opportunity to save up to 40 to 80% on a hot tub or swim spa. This weekend only, Friday through Sunday, Washington State Fairgrounds Event Center. 18-month interest-free financing. Our factories have demanded we sell 1,000 hot tubs and swim spas this weekend. Washington State Fairgrounds Event Center. Huge factory incentives, factory rebates. This weekend only, Washington State Fairgrounds Event Center. We can remove your old hot tub. Free delivery of your new hot tub. Deep, deep discounts. Washington State Fairgrounds Event Center. Free delivery of your new hot tub. Just relax and enjoy. Washington State Fairgrounds Event Center. Friday, 2 p.m. to 8 p.m. Saturday, 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. Sunday, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Free admission. Free delivery. Washington State Fairgrounds Event Center. Call 833-SPA-SALE or visit hottubandSwimSpaSale.com.
It is the Gee and Ursula Show. I just want to make sure I get my information right. Ursula, I said spring water. It's filtered water. So I just wanted to...
Okay, all right.
Lillian made sure that you got it correct.
But wait. But here's the thing.
Filtered water. That's even better.
But I think I know why I said spring water. Is because
got the bubbling thing.
Sometimes when you have a party and I don't know what this is. Ursula, when you have get-togethers at your house and you listen, do you have get-togethers at your house? Do you ever get annoyed at the people that don't finish their water bottles? And you just and you're cleaning up and you're like,
you know what the solution is for that one?
It doesn't work. Small water bottles?
Yes,
it does not work. It's the same thing. We tried that.
Oh.
So anyways, what ends up happening is I'll go to throw it out and Lillian takes all of those bottles and she brings it for the cats.
Smart.
Right?
Smart. And so, you know what else I do?
Water the plants.
Water the plants.
Yeah, water the plants. But I tried that too, and she wants you to do that. And then they have a machine, a little filters thing that filters the water in and out, so it's always fresh for them. So it's running water.
And it's moving, right? Yeah.
So it doesn't get stale.
What is a good solution, though, for people who start a drink? It also goes for soda. It also goes for the pop cans. They open it up, take 2 sips, put it down.
And then forget, walk somewhere else. I know.
Yeah. What's the solution for that?
I mean, like they have
tacky.
the bangles and stuff that they put around the wine glasses. Some people write on the glasses, but you can't do that on something that's got the moisture and condensation.
Stop inviting people over to your house that don't drink all the water.
What are you going to make them do? Chug it?
All right,
get out of here.
I can start right here if you want. Local inflation at 4.9%. Mark in Nisqually says, where's medical expenses on that list? My family is getting whacked hard.
Oh. Liz in Gig Harbor says, for us, it's diesel. $200 per day in our log truck. It doesn't even top off the 2 tanks.
Becky in Maple Valley says, we are retired, and our PSE bill went from $89 on the budget plan to $336. Yikes.
Now that is a dramatic increase. Okay, congestion is worse in Seattle. Traffic deaths are as well, even though there are fewer cars on the road. And we talked about some other traffic failures. A lot of you weighed in on that one. 206 says, I've been a delivery driver off and on since 1995 in Seattle. Traffic in downtown has gotten a lot worse, but that may be because of bus priority. wait times seem to have increased a great deal on 99 and I-5. Also, driving east to west and vice versa has increased, especially during rush hour. But what has really exploded is trying to get around on Saturdays. I agree. Saturdays, that used to be a breeze, and now it's like, get in line.
I just caught that. It makes me mad every time I hit crazy traffic on a Saturday.
I know.
Crazy.
Yeah, it is crazy.
206 says people definitely picked up a bunch of bad driving habits during COVID when no one was getting pulled over. I've only just started seeing traffic stops in Everett the last few months.
Josh in Auburn says, I see you. To this day, I still see people from up here in my truck watching movies. I kid you not. Full-on movies on Netflix up in their dashboard while they're driving.
Wow.
Okay, I've never done that. Never.
Oh, you know what? I haven't either. No, seriously. I mean, I ain't perfect.
But am I sometimes distracted? Yeah.
But I've never done that. Now, you watching full-on shows.
Yeah.
It's like people reading books. Like people do. How?
Well, it's just like you cannot have a downtime. It's as if you're not driving. You're forgetting that you're actually driving.
Yeah.
Amy in Edmonton says, I sat at a stop sign yesterday watching a guy slowly walk across, texting on his phone, sometimes in the crosswalk, sometimes not. He was lucky. I was just amused.
Remembering trends when we were growing up. Robin Pialov says, too poor for glamour shot, but mom made us do the yearly Olin Mills family photo.
Okay, Rob, us too. I never got glamour shots because I would have had to pay for it out of my own pocket, and my babysitting money just didn't go far enough. But Olin Mills?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Or
Check
Sears.
out mom's
Sears.
haircuts through the years in that family picture album.
All right, Ursula, it's time for your words to live by. What you got?
I love this quote about surrounding yourself with good people. Surround yourself with people who lift you up. Part of self-love is having a higher standard for your inner circle.
Like that one. It's a good one. Good one. Nick, what do you got?
Well, maybe you've had trendy memories back in your day with some faded out already for the new kids on display. But if holding on to past fads keeps you feeling young and glad, then by all means, keep those leg warmers and jerry curls that you had. And when you've got that starter jacket and Walkman in your hand, I'll be sure to hit your pager up for glamour shots that you plan, just so you can get that power suit on with the big old shoulder pads ready to match the big hair you did the other day.
Nick, you reminded me of so many things. Shoulder pads. Yes, those were
way
a thing.
too oversized, too.
Yeah.
Bro, you only got 30 seconds anti-skip on your CD player. I got 60.
Gunny sacks dresses. Gunny sacks.
I just want to say, dude, Ursula, I've told you guys this before. I'll say it again. You know how upset I was because you mentioned jerry curl.
Yes.
You guys know how upset I was when my mom would not let me have a jerry curl. All of my cousins had jerry curls.
Oh, serious?
My friend group, they had jerry curls. I used to just come to school. I was so mad. And by the way, Michael Jackson had a jerry curl during that time, so it was really a big deal. Alfonso Ribeiro, he had a jerry curl. Like, I wanted a jerry curl.
What was the saying with jerry curls? It looks wet, but it's dry.
Yeah. Well, I got to tell you.
Are you glad your mom won out on that one?
The fact that I still have all my hair right now.
Yes.
Thanks, Mom.
Thanks.
Appreciate you. Appreciate you. Thanks, Ursula. Good show today.
you.
Thanks, Chef. Appreciate you, man. Nick, my man. Appreciate you, dog.
You too, man.
Hey, the Jake and Spike show, they're coming in next. Appreciate you for listening. Love you for that. And as always, be kind.
Hope you have as much fun as we have. So long, everybody.
The times I remember, gold days I'll always treasure. Funny faces, full of love and laughter. Funny places, summer nights and street.
The Jake and Spike Show.
I looked something up the other day. I didn't even look it up. I said it in a room in my house.
Weekdays noon to 3.
And I have a smart device. And then for 3 days, everywhere, my phone, my computer at work, I see ads for that thing that I was mentioning. It was very specific.
Yeah.
That's a weird thing.
That's technology and AI being used to expand the reach of technology into every aspect of our lives. Everything.
Watch the Jake and Spike Show live or later on the KIRO Newsradio YouTube channel.
The future of home comfort is here. The new Carrier Infinity system delivers premium home heating and cooling with innovative filtration for healthy air and over-the-air software updates that help optimize performance. Carrier, for the world we share.
Save up to $2,100 in Carrier Cool Cash rebates when you purchase a premium heating or cooling system, while also taking advantage of a special financing offer of 0% APR for 60 months. For details, visit CarrierNorthwest.com. That's CarrierNorthwest.com.
The Camping World Ultimate RV Show is coming to Angel of the Winds RV Resort in Seattle. Parking and admission are free. Join us May 14th to the 17th to shop special show pricing on over 200 fully staged new and used RVs. Get an exclusive first look at new models. Check out the latest gear and accessories. Bring the family to enjoy our kids zone and enter to win a new RV. Don't miss the Ultimate RV Show in Seattle, May 14th to the 17th. We'll see you there.
Liberty Mutual customized this song for you. Like your car insurance, it's custom too, yeah. Liberty Mutual's got the coverage that could save you money. Thanks to Doug and Limu, well now you can go and take that cruise. Liberty, 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 yeah.
They call this one Bill.
Whoa, aliens? Am I in a spaceship?
Affirmative, Bill.
What's with the laser saw?
Relax. We are cutting our bill in half.
What?
An Xfinity mobile transmission says you can cut your bill in half.
Oh, your mobile bill, not me, Bill.
Xfinity Mobile also says we can try it free for a year. Free.
Yes, with no commitment. Can we put the saw away?
I am reluctant. But we will find another being to bisect.
That's not sci-fi, it's Xfinity Mobile. Xfinity Internet members cut your mobile bill in half. Plus, try Xfinity Mobile free for a year. No commitment. Learn more at xfinitymobile.com. Xfinity. Imagine that. Restrictions apply. Xfinity Internet required. Savings compares one line of Xfinity Mobile Select to comparable plans from T-Mobile, Verizon, and AT&T as of 3/24/26. Taxes, fees, extra. $30 monthly discount limited to new mobile customers only. After 12 months, regular rates apply.
Giving your liver a spring cleaning is easy with Active Liver. From New Nordic. Search for Active Liver by New Nordic on Amazon, CVS, Wegmans, or GNC.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-507-9701. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS.